Oh yes, it is the Enter the Gungeon items tier list video. I figured this would be as appropriate of a time as any, seeing as my weapons tier list video is currently getting uploaded right now up here in YouTube. So I was kind of in the mood. I was watching a little bit of it, just kind of self-critiquing, as if that's not weird enough. But I wanted to make the items tier list next. It's a long time coming. Been wanting to do this with both the weapons and items. And yeah, here we are. So these are all the items in Enter the Gungeon. Minus, I think the only ones that are missing from this list are Junk and Lies, which are two not so useful items, but they do have their own specific applications in the game in terms of synergies and stuff. But again, with these videos, I'm not really basing any of these rankings off of the synergistic qualities of the items, just how the items affect your run by themselves. I'm probably not going to be describing how every single item works in this game, primarily because I just don't know every little quality and stat and all that stuff. There's a Wikipedia for that. But you know, I'll try my best. I'm basically going to be ranking these off of how I feel, how I've perceived them through my many hours of gameplay. So without further ado, let's get started. Similar to my weapon ranking vid, we have 8 tiers split up as such. Godly for the one run items that will just almost entirely break the game, if not kind of help you out in such ways that it'll negate entire mechanics of the game that you no longer have to worry about. Demi-godly, one step slightly below that, still broken, but not as broken. Excellent, as good as you can get without theoretically breaking the game. Superior, what it says right here. It's that superior right here. Good, you know what good is. It's, you know, better than not having it. You actually look forward to having these items. Inferior, not so great, but you know, they're still passable. They're still suitable as pickups. Trash, you could take it or leave it. These aren't too important. They're probably not too useful. Trash Lord, of course, got this reserved for our worst of the worst or most useless items. So we'll get there when we get there. And without further ado, let's get started. What do we have here? We have the names of these. The names of these, man. I'm not sure if I know the names of a lot of these offhand. Like I do the weapons. Pretty sure I even botched some of the weapon names, but these ones in particular, I'm not too sure. I think these are Gungeoneers Boots, if I'm not mistaken. These are the ones that shoot bullets behind you when you dodge roll every now and then. There's like a small recharge time in between. I want to say that they increase your movement speed too. I'm not certain, but if they do, that's pretty good. Again, there's a Wikipedia article for all of these things. Don't expect me to be the font of all Gungeon knowledge ever, because I certainly am not. I'm just a human being. Or am I? But yeah, Gungeoneers Boots. I'm going to put these in good. They're, you know, extra damage shooting behind you and extra mobility, I believe. Always a nice thing. Gundramata Strain. This just makes all enemies take less damage before they die. Pretty dang good. Not quite godly, but certainly affects the entirety of your run in a positive way. This is the Gungeon Blueprint, I believe. I'm going to put this in godly. This is like a map one of those normal little map pickups, but for every single floor that you have or that you encounter with this in your inventory. So it just basically annihilates any guesswork when you're trying to find whatever it is. You can see where all the chests are. You can see where all the cells are. All the special rooms with NPCs. I believe, I want to say this also uncovers secret rooms as well. So that's very nice, just to know where those secret rooms are, because secret rooms are usually always a benefit to your run if you can access them. Gungeon Pepper. It's okay. You gotta be in pretty close proximity to an enemy in order to burn them effectively, but you know, it's damage. This is better for characters who have contact damage immunity, like the Bullet, who has that intrinsically, or if you have other items that give you contact damage immunity, like this armor here, which we'll get into later. But yeah, this is okay. You know, it's just some extra damage. Not too great though. Still got to get precariously close to enemies for it to work out properly. Gun Knight armor. This is different than the rest of the pieces in the set, in that this one gives you 2 pieces of armor per floor, whereas the rest of them just give you 1. So I'm going to put the Gun Knight armor in superior, because 2 armor per floor is pretty damn great. The gauntlet, the boots, and the helmet are all going to go in good. Still 1 armor per floor, and that's, you know, that's good in of itself, but when you start, you know, stacking these items on one another, you start getting like super armor production every single time you delve deeper. And also, I think there's like a transformation that happens to your character if you get enough of these pieces. I don't know how many is necessary for you to transform. I'm not even sure if I've ever had the transformation, to be honest, in all of my hundreds of hours of gameplay. You transform into one of those gun nut dudes, the big armor clad guys with the swords that shoot the bullets and stuff. Pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna stick these here. Hazmat Suit. This is, I'm gonna put this in excellent. Immunities to all types of goop is pretty nice. This is like as good as you can get without getting actual flight ability. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in excellent. This is what is this, heart bottle? This is on par with all of the other heart container items. Well, not all of them, but the basic ones anyway. This doesn't do you anything special. This is just 1 heart container. So I'm gonna put this in superior. Antibody. This is pretty dang good. Heals you, I think has a chance of healing you for a half heart every time you take damage. So a chance, not a guaranteed heal, but any type of healing in this game is always a good thing. And especially when it's a time where it pretty much just has a chance of negating the damage you take, unless it's a full heart of damage from a jammed enemy or something, because most of the time you're going to be taking half heart damage anyway. So to have that half heart refunded immediately is pretty cool. I don't know if this prevents death on if you were on your last half heart and you got hurt. I don't know if the heal from this would negate you dying before you did, but that's something to consider. The Wikipedia will probably have answers for you on that fact. But yeah, I'm going to put this up here in excellent. Also, I'm not rating these. I learned last time from my weapons video that rating these individually, i.e. like perfectly, like if this is better than another item in a good tier, or if this is better than this one, I'm not going to be doing that this time. It's just a waste of time. It doesn't really solve many things, so I'm just going to leave it, you know, separated by these 8 tiers in general. not any of these are any better or worse than the others in these given tiers. So we have heart holster, I think this one is, with the heart one. Heart purse, same thing. Heart lunchbox, same thing. Here though we have, what is this? Frozen heart, I think it's called. I don't remember. But this one, unlike the regular heart upgrades, which just give you the health container, this also gives you a health container, but alternatively, it sends out a barrage of bullets that ricochet and bounce around when you get damaged. And I can't remember if it does anything else. It would make sense if it made you cooler, because it is made of ice. But then again, I don't know. That's what you got Wikipedia for. I'm going to put it in excellent at any rate. This is what, heart locket? Oh no, I think this might be the heart purse. This is the heart locket. Whatever, it's the same as any other heart item. Heart synthesizer. Gives you a chance to get a heart pickup upon clearing a room. You won't always need heart pickups, especially if you're good at the game. The better you are at the game, the less you will need actual healing items. But again, any item that potentially heals you is a great addition in the Gungeon. You kind of want to maybe not prioritize healing, because it's not always going to save you, but healing is nice. So I'm going to put this... I'm probably going to put this in superior for right now. These are... What are these? These are some kind of boot. Are these the ones... Okay, I mixed these ones up with these ones, and I think these are the heavy boots. So these are the other boots. These are the ones that help you. Or are these the heavy boots? See, this is the problem when you have so many items that look alike. I'm pretty sure. Shoot, now you know what? I have to actually look this up, because I'm not entirely certain. So give me a moment here. You know what? I'm gonna look this up on my phone, because technology. Give me just the slightest bit of minute here, because I don't want to be spreading misinformation, as if I haven't already done that in the past with my videos and streams. Goodness gracious. Dude, there are so many items in this game. It's quite ridiculous, actually. No, I don't want your ads. Getting there. Excuse me. Pardon me. That's not what that is. I'm looking for boots, man. Those are not them. Yeah, so these are the heavy boots. Okay, so the other ones are the dodge boots. So heavy boots basically just negate any recoil that you might have from your weapons. They also negate any knockback that you face when getting hit. So pretty nice. Not like a super good item, but I'm gonna stick here with good. It's always nice to not have to be shuffled around when you least expect it or least want it. Heavy bullets. This is a nice bullet upgrade, but it's not so great. I'm gonna put this in good, probably, because it does slow your bullets down by a pretty severe amount. Well, I don't know about severe, but any bullet slowdown, any any like less velocity in your output is kind of a hindrance in damage. Helix Bullets, I'm gonna put this in superior. This does give you, I want to say it's like a third damage, a third of your damage reduction, but it also doubles your bullet output. So if you manage to hit enemies with both of the bullets every shot, then you're going to be dealing more damage than you originally would have with just one bullet. So I'm going to keep this here in superior. This is a holster, gun holster. I don't know, whatever it's called. This is actually pretty good. This is the one where, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one where when you reload, you shoot a bullet of whatever weapon is selected, and it's free. It's just you don't have to, it doesn't count toward your ammo count. It doesn't take it from your magazine. You basically just get a free shot out, which is great. So depending on which weapon you're using, like you could be using, I don't know, BSG, and you charge it, you take a shot, you reload, it shoots another charged shot immediately. So that's really good. Like the crazier the weapons you have, the more you're going to get out of this right here. So I'm going to leave this in excellent, potentially demigodly, depending on, again, what your arsenal looks like. But with most weapons, it's going to be just a straight up good pick, if not great pick. Potentially, better. Was this armor of Thorns, I think this is called. So this is pretty good. This gives you, most importantly, this gives you contact damage immunity. So you basically become the bullet, or similar to the bullet, not only with the contact damage immunity, but you also deal a large amount of damage when you dodge roll into an enemy, again, like the bullet. More than the bullet does, though. So this is just like a really, really good upgrade to have. The damage itself, like just the damage from dodge rolling, typically you're not going to be doing this kind of thing on purpose, because it's just not something that you normally do unless you play the bullet, in which case, I could understand that. But the contact damage immunity is really what sells it here, so I'm going to put this in superior. That's pretty darn good, because I can't tell you how many times I've taken damage just from things running into me, or from me nonchalantly walking and, wanting to hug a cute little bullet guy. It's Holy Grail. This is great. I'm going to put this in demigodly. I believe you can find this in lower quality chests. It is jammed, but when you get hit, you refund a large portion of your ammo for all of your weapons. So, even if you're someone who doesn't ever get hit in this game, you can purposefully get hit just to refund ammo if you ever have, ammo deficit. It's just really good. Really good to have this. You're probably never going to run out of ammo in your run again the moment you pick this up. So, it's very good. These are homing bullets. Gives you a chance for your bullets to be homing, or to gain like the homing ability. I don't think it makes every single bullet outright homing shots, but it gives you a chance. That's pretty great. I'll probably put this up in excellent. I think that's a good place for it to be. Honeycomb. When you get hit, you release bees. Bees are sometimes good. Bees are normally they're not so good. Also, this requires you to get hit in order for it to activate. I'm gonna put this in trash. This is more of an item where it's like, it's not really just a benefit. It's kind of there to cover you after something bad has already happened. So you kind of have to rely on bad stuff happening prior to it doing anything at all. And what this does isn't so great. See, whereas like Antibody, it relies on you getting damaged, but it has the chance of healing you immediately, which negates your damage. So it's like it's better than something that could potentially damage enemies. I say potentially because, bees, they're not the greatest. And that's only after you take damage. So it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a double negative. I'm not really a big fan of this item. Incendiary rounds. It's called hot lead. Hot lead. That's what this is called. It's pretty good. Anything to add more damage to your bullets. DOTs. It's great. I think. I don't think your bullets set off like flammable goop, like webs or oil, but I'm pretty sure if you inflame an enemy, they can then set that off. But that's like just a regular generic function of the game, not really based off of this upgrade. So yeah, it's just superior. Hungry bullets. This is one of the more interesting bullet upgrade items. Kind of difficult to get its full effect out of, in my opinion, because you need to eat up multiple bullets before it can reach its like apex power. I don't even know if that's the right word, but that's the word I used. I'm gonna put this. I'm probably gonna put this up here because it's always a good. It's nice to just be able to have your bullets have a chance to completely destroy enemy bullets. It's not something that you can rely on 100% of the time because it is just a chance for it to happen, but it's nice to have. Also, damage increase, and I don't even know what else comes with this upgrade. I'm pretty sure it's just the bullet eating mechanic, but it could be possibly more. iBomb companion app. I'm gonna put this in trash. This is I don't think I've ever had such a useless activatable item. Probably one of the worst activatable items in the game. I want bombs to explode when they touch things or when I shoot at them, not when I command them to. It's a little, I don't know, maybe I'm just not good enough to use this item, but then again, I could say the same thing about some of these other items, and I know that those get ranked pretty highly, even though they're limited by the player's skill ceiling. This, though, I don't see the utility in this. It's kind of silly. Ice bomb. Ice bomb. The bomb is okay. The ice, the freezing is probably going to be the better of the two things that come with this activatable item. I'm gonna put this in good, possibly inferior, but I'm feeling good for right now. Might change that in the future. Ice cube. This increases your coolness, but more importantly, it decreases the amount of charge necessary for your activatable items. So that's pretty darn good. It may do other things as well, but again, I am not a walking Wikipedia. You're going to have to refer to the actual item page for any more, information on this. But the charge decrease for activatable items, considering that the charge rates get worse and worse the farther along you go in the run or in the Gungeon, this is pretty great. So I'm going to put it here in excellent. Iron coin. Now, prior to learning some things about this, I would have rated this trash, but apparently if you hold on to this, so this is one of those like charge based activatable items, and I don't mean charge like recharge. I mean charge as in like it has numerous, or it has a limited amount of charges is what I mean. So I think you can get 3 coins when you pick this up. It's an activatable item, but the good stuff comes when you hold on to the item rather than use it. You can use it to clear out rooms in the gungeon or in the floor that you're on. It'll just completely clear them out. I think you can still get rewards from clearing out rooms, but they might get stolen by the rat if they are stealable items. You might get like chests and other, maybe keys or stuff like that still, but you won't get money. And I think, I think the rat could potentially steal any like good stuff that might drop that, is worth that. And this doesn't clear the room that you're on. This clears rooms that you haven't visited yet. So you'll always use one of these and then have to find the room that it did clear somewhere on the chamber that you're currently on. But really the good stuff that comes with it is, again, the passives that come from you holding this in your item slot. I think you get increased coolness, and I want to say you do like increased damage or something. I don't know. There was some percentage variable that I wasn't even at all aware of. I knew about the coolness, but I didn't know about this other stat. I think it is damage. I could be mistaken, but you'll have to check that for yourself. So I'll keep this in good. It's not, as far as the activatable like part of it, it's okay. It's nice to clear some rooms, I guess, but then again, you could have your stuff stolen if it's just lingering there and the rat wants it. You shouldn't really need to utilize this for its charges. You should just utilize this for the passive effects that it has when you hold onto it until you find a better activatable item. But that's just my take on it. Irradiated Lead. I'm gonna put this on the same tier as Hot Lead. It's pretty much just the same thing. Extra DOT. Armor Synthesizer. This is even better than any of the Gun Knight pieces because you don't have to complete an entire floor for you to get armor. You can potentially get armor every single room you clear. Of course, there's only a chance you get armor after a room you clear, but I mean, potentially you could get armor every single room you clear rather than every single floor you start. So I'm gonna pop this up here. This is pretty good. Jar of Bees. As you probably heard from my Honeycomb, bees aren't so great. Bees have a tendency to fail when you need them most. They could be good at best, but they're not anything better. Usually they're just kind of crap. So I'm gonna, as far as an activatable item goes, I'm probably gonna put this in inferior. I could think of some better jar related items that are way better than this thing. Jetpack. So this is an activatable item. It gives you flight. Flight is so overpowered in this game. A lot of people don't realize just how good flight is. This gives you flight, but it also takes away your ability to dodge roll. When it's activated, you have to manually activate this, so you can switch it on and off from, flight to not flight. When you are flying, you cannot dodge roll, but your mobility increases by a good amount. As a utility item, I'm going to probably put this in superior, but it does take up your activatable item slot, and you do have to manually switch from off and on. In the middle of a firefight, could be not the thing you want to focus on when you're fighting, is like, constantly pressing your use item button just to switch this on and off, because then, you know, you gotta be like, oh wait, I'm flying right now, I can't dodge roll, but I'm moving super fast, and you gotta like kind of finesse your way into how it works. But the flight in and of itself is pretty darn good. Like if you want, this is great for if you're trying to get the bullet components for the bullet that can kill the past. This like almost entirely nullifies 2 of those secret rooms, or those bullet component rooms, makes the puzzles no longer valid because you could just fly over it. This also is great for trap rooms. Just, you know, you can't dodge roll, but you can move faster, so you just have to do a bit better of avoiding the bullets that are in those trap rooms, if there are any, which there usually are. So it's pretty good. I'm going to put this in superior. We got Sir Junkin. Junk. Mr. Junkin himself. The Lord and Savior of the Gungeon. Trash Lord. You know, this guy could potentially be godly, of course. We all know the prowess of Sir Junkin in his almighty stead, but you know, he's pretty useless if you just pick him up as is, unless you have junk to power him up. So I'm just gonna keep him in Trash Lord. He's almost absolutely useless. Well, he is absolutely useless without any junk in your trunk. So yeah, he's gonna be stuck down here. You know, fully upgraded, up and godly, and partially upgraded anywhere in between. But that's up to you to deal with. Katana Bullets. Pretty nice bullet upgrade. I think these are the ones that have a chance to unleash a flurry of, like, slashes when you kill an enemy. What I did read, though, that I didn't previously know, was that if you kill enemies with beam weapons, they always activate this upgrade, or this item. So any beam weapon kills on an enemy, it'll always unleash the effect of this. So that's pretty good. By itself, though, I'm gonna put it in superior. It's good, but again, you can't really rely on it unless you have beam weapons and you actually make that kill with the beam weapon. Still pretty good though. Pretty powerful. Excellent. Nah, I'm gonna leave it in superior. Knife shield. This is a pretty good activatable item. It is jammed, but it's both defensive and offensive. I think superior is a fair place for this. It's not a blank. It's not like Elder Blank or anything. It's not like super powerful to where I think it belongs in excellent or anything. Potentially, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave it in superior. The damage output isn't like terrific. The defensive capabilities are okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. Lament Configurum. I don't like this item. This is an activatable item. It's also jammed. It's also like super jammed, because the more you use it, the more you get jammed. Kind of, theoretically. This has a chance of giving you some good stuff, but alternatively, English please, it has a chance of making your run super horrible. I'm gonna put this in inferior. I don't know. When I look at activatable items, I try to judge the utility and the output of that item. So like, this is a bit convoluted of an item. You'd have to look at the Wikipedia for exact information, but basically you activate this, nothing happens, you have to fight some enemies, you keep activating it, you might get you will get a drop eventually, but then every time you get a drop, the next drop happens farther, or like the more times you activate it. So you activate this, let's say, I don't know, 3 times, you'll get an item. Then you got to activate it even more times to get another item. Then you got to activate it even more times to get another item. I think that's how it works, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's like exponential increase, and every time you activate it, I'm pretty sure you have a chance of damaging yourself and also getting cursed. Again, this is one of those items where I don't know everything about, so you got to refer to the wiki. But from me using it or trying to use it in the past, I'm gonna stick it down here. It's not worth the headache to deal with. Yeah, it's just gonna be down here. Laser sight, just straight up accuracy upgrade. Also gives you a little laser sight for, you know, added benefit. Helps you aim, I suppose, especially if you're using like a controller or something. I could understand this being even better than mouse and keyboard, because, you know, with a mouse you get your little cursor wherever you put it. With the controller you have the option to turn the cursor on, but it is limited at a certain range from your character, so you can't extend that cursor outward, where this will kind of fix that, I suppose. So I'm going to put this in superior. Lich's eye bullets, I think. I'm going to put these in godly, obviously. Like, this is what makes the gunslinger so broken outright. Like, if he didn't have this, Slinger would still be a great starting weapon, but this is just what makes it so much better. This is so broken. So broken. Not for every gun. The only reason I'd rank this lower is because some weapons don't actually have synergies, and some weapons that do have synergies just don't have very good ones. But usually, my word of advice with this item, if you find it, grab crappier items. Like, usually the lower quality items you find with this item in your pocket, the more you're gonna get out of those worse items. This isn't always the case. Of course, some really good items have really good synergies that you're gonna want to utilize, but a lot of times the bad items that you find, like brown, blue quality chest items, or weapons rather, will have a better time synergizing with this, because they just have more potential synergies to use or utilize. Lichy trigger finger, which is straight up gives you faster fire rate. I'm gonna put this in superior. Liquid Valkyrie slows down enemy bullets. I'm putting this in superior. Possibly excellent. I'm a I think it slows enemy bullets down by like 20%. That's you know, that's a fifth. That's pretty good. And there aren't just there's 2 of these. There's not just one of these upgrades, there's 2 of them. 2 different items that do the same thing. So if you stacked both of those, that's a 40% decrease in enemy bullet speed, which is, you know, pretty significant. That's almost half. But again, that's with both of them combined. 20% by itself, I think it's superior. Potentially excellent, but I'm going to leave it here for now. Maybe we'll change that later. Baby good mimic. This is my little lad. He one of my favorish companions. This guy is, I'm gonna leave him at excellent. Now, I have to rank this based off of its own merit, which is to say, I'm not like I'm taking into consideration that this can mimic into, you know, the best companion in the game, so you can have two best companions, you can have two best buds during the run, but also just having this by itself as its own companion. If you've ever had this, you'd know that it shoots out a pretty fair barrage of bullets that deal some fairly significant damage by itself without having to rely on its actual mimicking capabilities. But the fact that it can possibly mimic into something greater is even better. So I'm going to leave this at excellent. This is, like I said, this is one of my favorite companions in the game. Not only is it super powerful, or potentially super powerful, but it's also just really cute. Lodestone Ammo Lit. The Ammo Lits are not super great. The best thing about them is that they give you one additional blank per floor. So they add to your like basic 2 blank regeneration per floor. So this will give you an additional blank. But it'll also, I think this one increases the knockback. So knockback, you know, like one blank per floor, one additional blank per floor, that's good. The knockback, though, doesn't really bring this up to superior, so I'm just going to leave this as good. Zoom this out one, because we're already getting kind of large up here. What is this? This is Duffel Bag. There's, I think it's just called Duffel Bag. I think. This is this is a hard one. So theoretically, this doubles like your money gain throughout your game, so long as you're holding this. It'll just double the output of the money drops you get out of enemies, and it doubles the drops of what was it? Oh, it doubles the drops of monies you get out of enemies, and it doubles the money you get out of the cell creep as well, which I didn't know. I knew about the more money from enemies. I didn't know it was double, but I didn't know about the cell creep utilities too. So that's pretty nice. The downside, though, is that whenever you get hit, you drop a very sizable portion of your collected money. And what makes it even worse is that the money that you drop then shortly disappears thereafter. So you have to, if you want to keep the money that you just scattered all over the place, you're going to have to actively run around and pick it up, because it doesn't like gravitate toward you like it would if you cleared a room, you know, like all the other money that drops. It just stays stagnant. Even if you manage to clear the room before your money disappears fully, you're not gonna recollect it. You have to do that manually. So you're gonna have to run around like a lunatic trying to grab these fallen shells. And more often than not, you're gonna get hit while doing so, which means you're just gonna drop even more money, which is gonna throw you into more of a loop, because you're gonna have to collect it again. So the utility of this item is very good. I'd almost doubling your money income from pretty much all sources is kind of up here. It may be excellent, but the deficit that you face when getting hit, if you do get hit, is pretty horrible. Also, another benefit to this item, or well, benefit to some, really a benefit to all, is that this increases the chances of you finding other Payday 2 items. So this is one of 3 Payday 2 items available in the Gungeon. They're all pretty overpowered in my opinion, and this just this adds to the ability of you possibly finding the other two. Doesn't outright give you like the certainty of finding the other items, but it does give you a higher chance. So I'm gonna put this in excellent. It's pretty dang good. I always pick this up if I find it, only to later regret it once I start losing my sanity because I start dropping all of my cash once I get hit one time. Macho Brace. This is the one where if you dodge roll, or when you dodge roll, you activate this item, and it's not an activatable, it's just passive, but you get this like yellow glow when you dodge roll, and it just increases your next shot's damage output. Sure, you're going to be dodge rolling a lot. You're going to be, you're going to be glowing a lot, and some of your bullets will deal more damage. That's just a straight up damage upgrade to me. Magazine rack. Magazine rack gives you infinite ammo. So this is an activatable item. You activate it, it gives you this pretty sizable area of effect that when you stand inside of that bubble or that radius, it'll allow you to just have infinite ammo for your guns. So it's pretty good. I don't find myself using this item too often, but I'd suppose it's up here in superior. It lasts a fair amount of time. And, infinite ammo is always nice, especially when you're using super big guns that don't have very much ammo, or just, whatever, really. It doesn't matter. Just infinite ammo is always a benefit. These are... okay, these are the magic bullets. So these are the bullets that have a chance to transmogrify enemies. That's really great. What makes the little witch items, or the little witch weapons, so good is that they can transmog enemies into chickens. They have a small chance to, transform even the largest enemies into harmless, meaningless chickens. But now, if you're able to do that with any gun that you shoot, it makes all of your weapons vastly more potent, especially the ones that have a higher rate of fire. So even if it's like a machine pistol, a weapon that's not super great in and of itself, you put this on there, and now it's gotten way better because all of those bullets that it fires rapid fire has a chance of turning enemies into chickens. So this is one of the better bullet upgrades in my opinion. Just very very good. Magic Suite. It's just like a straight up, just like everything upgrade. It gives you health. I think it gives you one heart container. It's not healing. It gives you one heart. Gives you like mobility upgrade. Gives you, I think, some damage. I don't know. It's pretty darn good. I'm gonna put it in Demigodly. It's one of the better passive effect items. It's not one of the best, but it's certainly up there. If not Demigodly, it's in excellent, but maybe we'll alter this later. We have Master of Lockpicking. This gives you a chance to get a key drop after clearing a room. I think when you don't get hit, or maybe the chances are higher when you don't get hit. I don't remember, but at any rate, keys are good. The more keys, the more stuff you'll be open to accessing throughout your run. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it here in excellent. Meat Bun. This is the healing item. Probably the worst healing item in the game, but any healing is good healing. I think this also has like a small little side buff that if you use it, you get like a damage bonus until you next get hit. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as healing goes, I think this heals like 2 hearts or something. I can't remember exactly because there are a few different healing items in the game. But again, this is the worst one. I'm going to put this in good because healing's always nice, especially if it's something that can be reserved, because not all the time you're going to find red hearts available to heal you. So yeah, having the ability to just hold on to this till you need it, or even just holding on to it until you find something better, and then being able to use it for that slight damage increase, it's kind of nice to just have. So I'm gonna put this in good. Med kit. This heals you for a lot more. I think it heals you for like 4 hearts, which is double this. I don't know if this has any side benefits to it, so I think it's just straight up healing. 4 hearts is a lot. I'm not even sure if it heals you for 4 hearts in general. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but it could be less. I'm gonna keep this in good though, because it is just, again, healing, which is nice to have, but not completely necessary, because red hearts do drop throughout the game. Probably more than what this could heal you for throughout the whole run, but it is nice to just have this. Little good, no, baby good Shelaton. Now, this item, I believe, is an S rank item. I want to say it's an S rank item. You can find this in black chests. But I think this is not a very good companion. Certainly not as good as Baby Good Mimic over here. I don't like it very much. It's okay. He's cute. He's got little floppy noodle arms when he's running around. Yes, that's all good and dandy, but his laser beams just, they're not really that great. They're kind of bad. I'm gonna put this in good. There are a number of better companions than this guy, so I'm just gonna leave him in good, even though he is S tier like quality. And you know, you have to find him in black chest. So this, if I see this guy drop out of a black chest rather than, I don't know, something like this or any number of weapons or other items, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of a little upset. So yeah, I'm gonna put this guy in good. At best, he's superior, but even then, I don't think I'd put him here. Maybe if he like blocked bullets. I don't think he blocks enemy bullets, but if he did, I'd put him up here. I don't think he does. I could be wrong, but whatever. Melted rock. More than a nuclear throne reference, this item is really just worthless. This is on par with like I-Bomb Companion app, maybe better, only because, or I'm sorry, yeah, better because it doesn't like negate all of the explosives that you use. But really, you're not gonna be using this ever. Like, I don't think I might have gotten a couple of kills with this item in my hundreds of hours of playtime, but I don't ever see this and be like, okay, it's time to role play as melting, guys. It's time to blow up all the dead people and not do anything worthwhile. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this in trash. It's not so great. Metronome. You know, potentially this could be like up here, possibly even up here, but let's be honest. You're gonna get hit in this game unless you're, you know, a really good gamer and you're very well practiced and you know what you're doing. You're gonna get hit, and if you get hit, that makes this not as good as it could be, because every time you get hit, any 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 progress you've made with this item is gonna just get taken back to zero. This is worse than Polaris in that, well, it's better than Polaris because you can do more damage with it if you get to that level of like goodness. But it's worse in that when you get hit, it doesn't just remove one like stack or level of it, it removes all of it. So it brings you all the way back down to zero on whatever gun you're using. And on top of that, uh I was gonna say you can't switch guns with when you're utilizing this. You can switch guns, but if you switch guns when you have like this going, you know, strong on on whatever weapon you're using, if you switch your gun either purposefully or accidentally, it's gonna remove all of the progress you've made with this. So I mean, it makes sense, you know, it's a metronome. Sure, whatever. You're trying to be rhythmic with whatever whatever weapon you're using. I guess I get it, but I don't know, man. I've never, like, I'll be excited to pick this up at first until I start using it, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, well, that was short-lived, and now I'm kind of disappointed that this isn't a better item. So yeah, I'm gonna put you down here in good. There's really no drawback to this because there's only benefit. There's only ever like good that can come out of this, regardless of how you use it. But that level of goodness is normally gonna trend toward the bottom like tier because it's so, you have to work extra hard to get this like super good, and you have to be very, very careful. And most of the times, that's just not going to happen. So I'm gonna leave this here in good. Military training. I'm gonna, you know, I'm actually gonna put this in superior. This is what makes the Marine so good. Like, this is basically, forget the other stuff that he starts with, like the armor and the decent starting pistol. This right here is what makes the Marine so great to start off with as a new player. This is what makes the Marine like the best of the four original Gungeoneers, is this right here, because this not only gives you damage, but it also gives you increased reload speed, which that is surprisingly effective, especially when you start dealing with guns that have like long reload times, or even the ones that have short ones. It'll anything to help you dish out more damage is great. So I'm gonna put this in superior. Mimic Tooth Necklace. So this is on par with Infinite Keys. I'm going to put this in Demigodly. This, well, you know, maybe not, because this only affects chests. And it does make chests hostile toward you. So even though you won't have to use keys on chests, you still gotta fight them. And they can be tough. This also makes the pedestals into mimic pedestals every time. Every time. So it's pretty good in that sense with the pedestal mimics. It gives you an extra item every time you kill one, because you not only get the item that's on display, but you get the item, but you get some, you know, random item that drops from the mimic itself. So you get double the items from all the pedestal mimics, and you don't have to use any keys on any of the chest mimics. As far as the other kinds of mimics, I don't know if this even affects them at all. This does make it... This does give you the added benefit of having silly dialogue with the rat chest mimics, which are always fun to see. I've only seen that like once or twice in the game, but it's always fun to witness. But I'm tempted to just leave this here in Demigodly, because the fact that you know every single time you encounter a chest, it's gonna be a mimic. You don't have to. There's no more guesswork. There's no more shooting at a chest, you know, just to see. That's nice. Saves you some keys. You still have to use keys on locks, I think. But the fact that this also gives you an extra item out of pedestal mimics every floor, like every time you beat a boss and you get a, you know, pedestal mimic, that's pretty great. Again, you still do have to go through the fights. The fights aren't necessarily simple fights. They're advanced enemies, you know, mimics, especially when you start getting into higher quality chests, they start getting a little bit more problematic. But I think I'm gonna have to leave this up here. If not here, then excellent, but for now, I'm gonna leave this up here. This is pretty darn good. Every time I see this, I pick it up. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. And I'm actually gonna shrink this a little bit more. There we go. We got Molotov cocktail. You know, it's the convict starting activatable item. It can be picked up by any Gungeoneer. I think once you got it unlocked, or maybe even before then, but I might have to unlock this one. At any rate, it's not that great. It's okay. It's a somewhat controllable AoE fire effect. I'd rather just have the Molotov launcher if I wanted that, or better yet, just any other number of flamey items in this game. Like, this is one of the lesser quality ones, so I'm gonna leave this in inferior. Still better than these. I'd probably even say this is better than Gungeon Pepper, but at least this doesn't require like a recharge. This is just straight up, if you get close to an enemy, it burns them. This is pretty useful though earlier on, even later on, if you manage to still have this in your inventory, you could deal damage. You know, fire is always nice to have around in a pinch, so I'll leave this there. Monster Blood. This is a heart upgrade, so it's akin to the rest of these. However, this does have an additional benefit, much like this guy up here, Frozen Heart or whatever. This gives you poison immunity, and also leaves poison goop when you get hit. So potential area of effect damage over time. So I'm going to put this in excellent. This is one of those things where if I see it and I can afford it, I'm usually picking this up, primarily for the poison immunity, also for, well, I mean, primarily for the health upgrade, but for the poison immunity is very nice as well. And the DOT is just a nice added benefit, so I'm gonna put this up here. Muscle Relaxant. This is just a good accuracy increaser. Mustache. Potential healing. You can't always, or wait, no. You can. I think whenever you buy something, you get healed half a heart. So unlike Antibody, which is just a chance at healing you, this heals you every time, but you do have to spend money. And I don't know, I would assume this heals you anytime you buy anything from anyone, but I don't know that. You're going to have to refer to the wiki for more information regarding this, but like a 100% chance to heal at the cost of, you know, money. I think that's pretty good if you can, like, if you need it. So I'm gonna put this in superior. Nano machines. This gives you armor every 4th time you're hit, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not bad. Like, if you start with 3 health, you get hit down to 1 health. So I'm trying to work out the math here. If you start with 3 health, or well, rather 6 health, because, you know, each heart's separated into 2 hit points. So you start with 6 health, you get hit 4 times, that'll bring you down to 2. It's going to give you 1 armor. That only gives you 3 more hits, which is to say this can't really save your life in any circumstance unless you already have another heart upgrade, or, you know, from either an item or like super meat gun or something. You know, I don't know. Again, it's like Honeycomb. You have to take damage in order for it to have any slight beneficial effect, but in this case, you have to get hit 4 times before it gives you 1 bit of armor. So, I mean, I guess that's nice to have, but you still got to get hurt, and you got to get hurt a lot. You don't just got to get hit once. It's not just a chance, you know, of something happening when you get hit once. It's getting hit that many times with, you know, whatever health you have. So, I don't know. Maybe somewhere in here. I guess I'll put it in good. I guess, like, it's not a bad thing to have, but you're probably just not going to be able to utilize it very much, like, on, you know, purposefully. What we got? Napalm Strike. This puts down like a carpet of flamey flame, so I don't know, it's okay. It's just a controlled AoE in like a big rectangle in front of your character. As with any fire, it's a little detrimental if you don't have fire immunity, but in any other case, you can maybe get more out of this than the Molotov, because it just has a larger area of effect and it's more controlled. You can actually aim, well, you can aim this too, but you gotta lob this. This actually comes down in like a, you get like this neat little rectangle, like vision area thing. I don't know what you'd call that, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's like a mixture between airstrike and Molotov. So I'm gonna put this here. Backpack. This just lets you hold more activatable items, which you can then swap through. Most of the time, you're gonna barely get away with using 1 activatable item in any given run, but using up to 3 of them, which I think this lets you hold 3, maybe 2. It might be 2, but whatever. Either way, when you start holding more than 1 activatable item, then you gotta worry about like swapping between them in the middle of firefights. You're gonna have to worry about their separate recharge times. It just gives you more to keep track of that you don't necessarily need to. Of course, it's nice having more than less, but I don't know. There are other items in this list that let you carry more than 1 item, so I'm gonna put this in inferior. It doesn't really give you any strict benefit other than, you know, having to multitask more, I suppose. This is number 2. So I'm not going to rank this because this is a co-op only item. And you have to beat... I don't think you can even use this as any Gungeoneer other than the Cultist in co-op. So this is just going to be down here. I'm just going to move that down. That wasn't... it's not really part of this. Oiled Cylinder. Increase reload time. I'm going to put this in superior. I like increased reload time. I find increased reload time to be more what's the word? More efficacious, more effective, whatever, than damage upgrades, than fire rate upgrades, than accuracy upgrades. So I'm gonna put this up here in superior. That's just my personal take on it. I mean, I think like what it gives you like a 50 or 60% increase in reload time, which is more than this. So that's quite hefty. Like that's pretty good. And you know, I have fire rate and accuracy upgrades in here anyway, and some damage stuff. So you know, it fits in well. It's pretty superior in my opinion. Knights, Old Knights Flask, I think is what it's called. Old Knights Flask. This is reusable healing. Reusable in that it gives you 2 charges of the item, and it can be emptied every floor and refilled at the start of your next floor. So this heals you 1 heart per use. Again, 2 uses per, you know, floor. That's pretty good. That's better than... This is probably one of the best healing items. One of them. But it's pretty darn good. I'm tempted to put this in excellent, but the healing is limited. It's only two hearts per floor, 2 full hearts, not just 2 half hearts, but 2 full hearts per floor, which, you know, if you're just doing a normal run, that's 5 floors, that's 10 hearts throughout your entire run. If you never get a health upgrade, which means you're locked at 3 hearts for the whole run, that's 2/3 of your health every single floor. That's 4 hits. That's pretty darn good. I'm gonna leave this in excellent because I like this item as a healing item, but it's not the best healing item in my opinion. It's one of the best. So I'm gonna put this up here, possibly subject to change later on when we get this more filled out. Omega Bullet. Last bullet in your magazine is more powerful, slightly. You know, it's a good bullet upgrade. Nothing to write home about. Best when used with weapons that only have 1 shot per magazine, because then you get that upgrade. Then you get the bullet or the damage upgrade every time you shoot. So yeah. Or this is also good with weapons with finales, weapons with like special final shots on them, because it just adds the damage on there. Orange Guan Stone. So I like the Guan Stones. Any sense of defense is nice. You know, Guan Stones block enemy bullets. They revolve around your, or I'm sorry, they orbit around your character. This one in particular, the orange one, shoots at enemies. So it deals some negligible DPS. I don't know how much damage each shot does, but you know, when it's in proximity to an enemy, it'll shoot at them. I'm gonna leave this in superior. That sounds about right. There are better and there are worse Guan Stones, so I'm gonna leave this in superior as like a medium right now. Orange. So when I was talking about best healing item, this is probably it. This heals you fully, no matter how much health you're missing. It is a one-time use thing. It also grants you an extra heart container, or an extra full heart, so you get an actual like heart when you use it. And I think it gives you some other benefits when you use it as well. I want to say like the meat bun, it gives you like a benefit until you get hit again. I don't quite remember. But yeah, this is a really good healing item. I'm going to put this up in excellent because even though it is one-time use, heals you all the way and gives you an extra heart. So, I mean, that's already better than any heart upgrade just by itself. So I'm going to just leave it up here. Orbiting bullets, or orbit bullets, or whatever this is called. You know, this is good because it's kind of like Zom Bullets, almost better. Well, better, I guess, because if you miss a shot, if you don't hit an enemy, the bullet will then revolve around you or orbit, whatever. I don't even know if those words are synonymous, but it'll orbit around you until, you know, it hits an enemy or dissipates over time. The only drawback I can see with using this item is that the bullets around that surround you can interact with like the destructible objects in the game, and it could potentially cause an explosion to go off, and that could damage you perhaps if you're not careful, because there's nothing you can really do about the bullets that are going around you. I don't even know if you can eliminate them by running them into walls. I can't quite remember. I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can purposefully like destroy your bullets that orbit around you by running into walls or not. That's something that needs citation. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good upgrade. Like, it's one that's not that whatever downsides it does have isn't worth like not picking it up. So I'm just going to leave this in superior here. Owl. Owl is probably my favorite companion. I'm going to put this up in demigodly here. Owl does everything. Or it does like a bit of everything. It most importantly, it blanks. So it has like a short range blank effect that is super useful. I can't tell you how many times that this companion has saved me from getting hit and even dying. Not only does it have a blank effect, but it blocks bullets with its actual body. And this is one of those companions that follows your character, your Gungeoneer, very closely. So it actually traces your character and follows you close behind. So the effect of it blocking bullets and blanking in short range is supremely effective. It's just so good. Also, it does shoot at enemies every now and then. It'll shoot little shots out. Not anything on the level of like Super Space Turtle or whatever, but it'll, you know, it has the effective chance to deal damage every now and then. I can't put this any less than demigodly because of the amount of times where I've had this legitimately save me from getting hit or even dying. So this is one of my most prized companions. I remember when I've had this and then gotten two of them with you know, baby mimic over here, and I was virtually untouchable because there were just blanks going off everywhere. The only companion to rival this, well, I guess we'll get into that as we go down this list, but yeah, very, very good companion. Easily worth the high price point that it usually costs if you can afford it. What's this? Partially eaten cheese. This is one of the rat items that comes from the rat chests. This is one of two activatable items. This is probably this is probably my least favorite rat item there is in the game. Well, no, maybe second least favorite. This one is the one that gives you invincibility and lets you destroy enemies instantly when you make contact with them, a la, you know, Pac-Man. Like, because it looks like Pac-Man, apparently, so. Yeah, just turns you into a big Pac-Man guy, and honestly, I don't use this item very much, but I think it's pretty good. Invincibility is always nice. That's already a good or superior quality, but the fact that you can instantly kill enemies by walking into them, that's pretty great. I have a hard time putting this in excellent because, again, it's an activatable item. You can't always rely on it to be accessible when you need it to be. I don't know. I mean, I'll leave it in superior, maybe excellent, but I'm kind of trying to gauge this against the other rat items, and I know how those are, so I'm gonna just leave this here for right now. Maybe change it later. Maybe. Um, Hero Pig. Hero Pig is basically just a second life. Uh, it's just a that's all it is. It's just a second life. So once you die, Hero Pig takes the heat for you, sacrifices itself, and it heals you back up to full health. So not only does it just save you from the death blow, it also heals you to your full respective health, however much you have. So that's pretty dang good. It's just a one-up mushroom, pretty much. I don't believe that there are any drawbacks when the pig dies. I don't think there are. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here in superior. It's pretty. Well, I might actually. I might actually. Well, I don't know. A second chance, like a second life. Because I'm thinking if you die with lower health, it's not going to be as good because you're still getting a full heal, but it's not as much health as you could potentially get if you had more health. But then again, I don't. That's probably not a knock against this. I don't know. It's hard. Excellent, I guess. I guess I can put this in excellent. Technically, it's a companion, but the companion itself doesn't actually do anything except follow you around. And then it just acts as a one-up. So yeah, sure, I'll leave it in excellent. A one-up is kind of nice. I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit more here. So we're starting to get a little thick over here. What is this? Backup gun. So this theoretically doubles your damage output. However, half of your damage is now shooting out of, or well, I say half, but that double damage is now shooting out your butt. It's shooting out behind you. So it's not always going to hit things. Sometimes it will, and when it does, it's nice because you're not actually using any additional ammo when you shoot off these secondary shots behind you. It's all just free. It's all free shots. So you can think of this as this hip holster. When you reload, you shoot the free shot. This shoots it every time though. So anytime you fire your weapon, it's gonna shoot a shot behind you for free. That's great. Like, just think of the possibilities when you're using guns that ricochet, when you're using guns that clear the entire room, when you're using guns that have blank effects or any other number of effects. I'm probably gonna put this. Oh man, I mean, you're gonna be more concerned. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter where you aim anymore, so long as it's either in front of or behind you, because one shot is only gonna take one ammo, and you're always gonna get double shots out of this. It's just one's gonna be in front of you, one's gonna be behind you. So I guess it doesn't matter where you aim. I guess it's always going to be easier for you to shoot where you're aiming with your cursor rather than having to, aim adversely behind you. But it's just double damage output. It's just strictly double damage output, kind of. So I don't know. I'm gonna put this in excellent. I'm tempted to put this in demigodly just because of the applications it could possibly have, but that's the thing. It could possibly have because this relies on the weapons that you have already available, as many of these things do. But this more so. Like, The better your weapon, the better it's going to be. The worse your weapon, it's still going to be pretty damn good, but it's not going to be as good, you know? So, I don't know. I think I'll leave this an excellent, potentially demigodly, depending on your loadout. Pink Guan Stone. This is another Guan Stone, but instead of shooty, it go... I was going to say healy, but that's a different Guan Stone. This is just the one that gives you a heart container. So this gives you extra health and, you know, orbits your character and defends you against bullets. Pretty damn good. Platinum Bullets. This is godly. This is probably one of, if not the best bullet upgrades. Maybe not the best, but certainly up there. It's like, it belongs up in this tier. Portable table tech. No, it's just portable table. I think it's what it's called. I don't remember. I don't ever pick this up. This is trash. I'm tempted to even put this down here. It basically just gives you three tables that you have to put down, and they're not large tables. So like if you think of the tables on the first level or the first chamber, the rectangular wooden tables, this is half that size. And when you put it down, like when you plop the table down, when you use one of the 3 charges, it puts the table upright, which is to say you then have to flip it over manually. So it doesn't even put the table down already flipped over. It puts it down so that you then have to manually flip it over. So it's like double the work for half of the reward, because again, these are half the size of most other tables in the game. Actually, I don't think there are any tables that are this small. I think this is the only one. I guess you could use this with like table tech synergies, but you're gonna, if you do actually use these, like, you know, promisingly, you're gonna run out of them before you get any good use out of them, you know? You can't even set up a barricade around your character like on all 4 sides by using these, because you only get 3. So you're going to have one flank open at any given time. And that's if you use all of them in one instantaneous burst, like in one room. I've never liked this item. I don't ever pick it up if I see it. It's just trash to me. It's even worse than trash. It's trash. It's almost entirely useless, because you have to go through more trouble to set it up than to get like use out of it. Because I don't even think the tables are stronger than any other tables you can knock down. Like, I don't think they take any more shots before they break. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I just don't like it. It's not a very good item. Like, I wouldn't even rather have these, because these are trash too, but it's just like, the idea of it is just so blech. I don't want, it's just, it's not good. Not good. Unlike this portable turret, this is one of my favorite activatable items. I'm gonna put this in demigodly. And the reason being is because this thing shoots so damn fast that it actually charges itself. If you can manage to charge, so like you'll put this down, right, and it'll start shooting everything. It doesn't move. It's stationary. It's a turret, so it stays stationary wherever you plonk it down, but it shoots everything. If it's far away, if it's nearby, if it's I don't know if it shoots at things behind walls. Like, it won't hit it because the bullets don't like go through the walls or anything, but I don't know if it actually tracks them. But any enemy that's like in its visible line of sight, it'll shoot at, and it'll shoot fast, and it does a really good amount of damage. And if you can put one of these down and have it actually charge its own bar while you're also charging the bar by doing damage, you can plop more than just one of these down. I've had upwards of 3 of these things at once, and if you can get 3 of them at once, they just shred everything. The one thing that I don't know is I don't know if your bullet upgrades affect this item. I want to say that they do not, but that's something that I don't know. If they did, it would just make it even better. But by itself, without relying on any other stuff, as you know, this ranking goes, this is up here. This is one of my favorite activatable items to use because it's just a powerhouse. This thing kills everything. And the fact that you can put down more than one in any given room before these things like terminate themselves, because they don't last forever, but they last a pretty long time. And I know that I've put down up to 3 in boss fights, and they'll just like shred through bosses or any enemy, anything unlucky enough to stand in its way. Very, very good. There's a poison vial. I'm gonna put this on par with Molotov cocktail because it's just the poison variant of it. Potion of gun friendship, I think this is called. This is basically just a upgrade to your weapon. It's like a damage upgrade. I think it actually gives you like a bunch of stuff, so not just damage, but I'm pretty sure it increases your fire rate, and it may even increase your reload rate too. So I'm gonna put this up here in superior. This is I like this item, this activatable item. It's pretty good. Potion of lead skin, invincibility. Activatable item, so it gives you invincibility when you use it. Also, it reflects bullets. Or I don't know if it reflects bullets back at enemies, but it certainly deflects bullets. So if things shoot you, like enemy bullets don't just disappear or get destroyed. They'll actively like bounce off of your character. But I don't know if they reflect back at the shooter or if they just get deflected off in random directions. I'm pretty sure it's just random directions, but I could be mistaken. You know, it's invincible. It's invincibility. It's good, and it has a chance to deal damage to enemies in the room with you. I'm gonna leave it at good. You know, I don't really prize invincibility so highly because there are a surprising amount of like invincibility items, much like this. And I can't possibly put this on the same level as this, but this might be up here later on, depending. So I don't know. Has room for movement, but for now it's just it's a pretty good activatable item. Proximity mine. You know, other than it being a very good reference to another fun game of old, you know, I don't know, I guess I'll put it in inferior. Like, as far as explosives go, it's a fairly decent explosive, I guess, but it's also a proximity mine, so like you have to rely on placing it in an optimal position in order to get a lot of benefit out of it. Whereas something like Ice Bomb, you could just toss it where you want to toss it, where you know it's going to explode shortly thereafter, and it's going to deal damage or, you know, whatever effect it has. But this one, you kind of got to be more mindful of your placement with it. So I'm going to put it in an inferior. It's not totally useless, but, you know, it's not as good as just something that blows up right away. R2G2. This is a pretty good companion, one of the better ones. I kind of think of this as like the companion version of Portable Turret, but not as good. This thing shoots ridiculously fast, and the damage output is just like just crazy. This shoots pretty fast, and the damage output is pretty good, but not quite to the level of Portable Turret. However, this doesn't have any downtime. You don't have to actually, this is a passive item. This doesn't have to get activated. It doesn't go away. Once you pick it up, it's yours. And it follows you around, it flies over pits, it whatever. So it's very good. I'm gonna put this in excellent. Boots of the Resourceful Rat. I don't actually know what this is called. It's like I think it is just Boots of the Resourceful Rat. Or maybe a Resourceful Boots or something. I don't know. Whatever. Rat boots. Some. So these are they're okay. They're okay. I think all they do, I think these are the least favorite, or these are my least favorite Resourceful Rat items, and like the least useful. All they do is when you walk over a pit, they grant you temporary flight and temporary invincibility, but only when you're over a pit. So like you could be standing on a pit and you'll be invincible for a short amount of time, but after that time the effect will go away and you'll end up falling into that pit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Again, I don't see this item all too often. But it's okay. It's invincibility in a pinch, like in very specific settings. I'd rather just have full on invincibility that I can activate whenever I want. But it also like kind of gives you a somewhat passive effect of the Amulet of the Pit Lord, or even like flight, but not really. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave this in good. It's not super great or anything. I think it's just badge. This gives you a little policeman follower who blocks bullets. They have their own like independent health bar, so your little policeman generally just blocks bullets until he dies, and after that he will make you feel bad by giving you a small word of departure before his final moments, and then you end up getting cursed, and I think you get a nice damage boost once he's dead. So really, this companion is better when it's dead. It doesn't take much for the policeman to get killed, so he should die pretty quickly. But the upgrade that you get from him after dying is pretty good. So I'm gonna put this in superior. Rations. Rations are another healing item. These ones are activatable, so you can just hold it in your, I mean, I guess all the healing items are activatable at some point, but these ones in particular can actually save your life. So I don't remember how much it heals you exactly. I think it heals you more than Meat Bun, but less than Medkit. So that's what, I think it's like 3 hearts. I could be completely mistaken. I'm not entirely sure. But what I do know is that if you get killed or if you get taken to 0 hearts with this in your inventory, it'll, instead of you dying, it'll just heal you for whatever it heals you for. So it kind of saves your life in that aspect. I'm not going to put this any higher than good because it's still just a healing item. You know, it's not like, I guess it could be considered a second life like pig, but it's not really. Even, you know, even this, this is also kind of just like a healing item, but it's, yeah, I'm gonna put this in, superior now that I look at it. But yeah, this, like, you can kind of treat it as a second life, but you can also just use it prior to dying so that you don't die. So it's like, eh. It's like, all right, I guess. Red Guan Stone. So this is another Guan Stone. I'm gonna put this in excellent. I find this to be one of the better Guan Stones because this one increases your dodge capabilities, makes your dodges faster. Yeah, that's pretty much all it does, other than, you know, do the typical orbiting Guan Stone protection. So it's one of the better ones in my opinion. Reload Stone. This is pretty darn good. This is an activatable item, so not only can you use it to gain some ammunition by using it, it'll siphon up all of the enemy bullets in a given area around your character, and it'll attribute them to your current gun's ammunition. So it'll, you know, refill whatever weapon you're holding. Not completely, but for, you know, one ammo per enemy bullet that you absorb. That's its on-use effect, but it also increases your reload speed, which I didn't know for the longest time. So yeah, I don't remember how much by, but any increase in reload speed is pretty good. So I'm gonna put this in excellent. Pretty good activatable item to have. Remote bullets. So in my opinion, I like remote bullets more than I like homing bullets. And that's because this doesn't have just a chance of your bullets becoming homing. It's not even homing bullets. These follow your cursor. So you could theoretically shoot behind walls with remote bullets. If you can trace your bullets around the room, you can hit whatever you please, so long as your bullets don't, you know, hit any obstructions on the way. So in that respect, these are better than homing bullets. Also, I think these are lower quality. I think these are like a C, and these are like a B or something. So yeah, I mean, it's, for me, I like these more than I like homing bullets, and because of that, I might actually want to move homing bullets down one notch. I'm tempted to, but I do like homing bullets as well. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna put, yeah, this is up here in excellent, pretty darn good. The resourceful rats pack pack. Yeah. This is one of the better activatable items in the game. I'm gonna put this in demigodly, and the reason being is because this is an activatable item that doesn't have a charge time, so there's no recharging this item. The way it works is that any bullets that you dodge roll through, you then collect in this bag, which you can then unleash. you know, whenever you press your activatable item button, and it'll throw out a whole bunch of super powerful cheese bullets that then cheesify the enemies. So it's pretty darn good. Not only does it just like, you know, because normally when you dodge roll through bullets, the bullets still exist. There's still something that could maybe potentially harm you if you're, you know, if they're ricochet bullets, they could come back at you or something, or if they're explosive bullets, the explosion could hit you. This just completely destroys the bullet. It sticks them in this sack, and the more bullets you have in your sack, the higher the damage output of this will become when you decide to actually activate it. So it's pretty damn good. I like this. I always use it whenever I find it, or whenever I get it from one of the rat chests. It's pretty good. One of the better rat chest items in my opinion. Maybe not the best one. Well, certainly not the best one, but one of the better ones for sure. Riddle of Lead. This is also another item going in Demigodly. This just does a whole bunch of good stuff for you. You're going to have to look at the Wikipedia for all the good stuff, but primarily just like a straight up upgrade, even better than Magic Candy. I'm actually tempted to move this down one notch just because this is so good. I might, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put this down here, and then yeah, because I'm thinking of this and like some other things. So yeah, I'm gonna move this down here. Yep. Ring of, you know what? It's too many damn items. Ring of Chest Friendship. I'm gonna put this in. I'm up. You always want more chests. This just gives you the opportunity to find more chests during your run. Of course, you're gonna need more keys when you want more chests, but you know, you could always just break a chest to pop it open, maybe get something good out of there. Rarely, but just having more chests available is nice. I'm tempted to put this in excellent, because usually I think you can only buy this. I don't know if you can only buy this from the Lochner dude, from that little keyhole guy. But when you can, I think this is only 1 key cost, which is the cheapest. I don't think I've ever seen this for sale in a regular shop. I could be wrong. I don't think so. At any rate, this is very good. I don't know if it's quite excellent. Maybe superior. I'm not sure what the chance is of you getting chests upon like clearing rooms and stuff, but it does certainly increase your chance of getting chests when you do clear a room. So I'll put this here because I'm taking a look at this. I'd probably rather have some of these other items than this, but this is certainly good. So yeah, I'll leave that in superior. Ring of Chest Vampirism. You know, typically you don't want to be breaking your chests if you can help it, but sometimes it's just the best thing you can do, and getting some healing off of that isn't necessarily bad, but you can't always rely on this for healing. I don't think this always heals you when you break a chest. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Even if it did, though, again, you don't really want to be breaking chests if you can help it. If you can open them, it's always better to open them, you know, because you're not always relying on RNG to get good stuff out of a broken chest. But if you do need to break a chest, this will give you a slight benefit to that. So we'll put that there. Ring of Ethereal. How many more of these do we have? All right, well, about like halfway. I'm getting kind of puckered out right now. I don't know if you could tell. I'm kind of like falling apart at the seams, starting to anyway. Ring of Ethereal Form. Now this is a pretty good activatable item. Gives you invincibility, gives you flight, and and you're still able to shoot while in that form. So I'm gonna put it here. And if this is here, I'm gonna put this here, because this gives you the chance to just outright kill enemies immediately. This does not. So this, yeah. So like this is a better version of this because it just is. And then this is a strictly better version of this. So yeah, I think that looks about right. Ring of Fire Resistance. Fire immunity. Fire immunity is always nice. This is one of the harder immunities to come by. So I'm going to put this in superior. We'll get into other immunities later, but yeah. Typically an immunity is like good level, but since fire is again kind of rarer, I'm going to put this in superior. Ballistic Boots. I want to say that these are the best mobility upgrade items in the game, or best mobility upgrade item in the game. There are several that increase your mobility. We already saw one. I think the first item we did was the Gungeoneers Boots. So these increase mobility by a little bit, but these increase it by a lot. So you're going to be moving super fast with them. That's all they do. I'm going to put it at superior. Moving faster is better. It's always better. Speed is war, as the great Mithrix said. Mithrix? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Ring of Mimic Friendship. Often confused with Ring of Chest Vampirism, because they look similar. One's gold with a brown chest with multiple teeth. One's silver with a silverish chest with little fangs on it. So that's how you can differentiate them when you're actually playing the game. Also, it just says the name outright on the ring itself, so what does that even mean? Ring of Mimic Friendship, not Chest Friendship. I also get those confused too. But yeah, Ring of Mimic Friendship, no more mimics at all. No more mimics at all. So no chest mimics, no pedestal mimics, no wall mimics, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about the Door Lord. I would assume that this item totally disables the Door Lord, but that's a boss, and I don't know how that fits in with like the algorithms of the game. So, you know, having to not deal with any more mimics is nice. Not getting surprised, not getting killed because, you know, you're on one heart and you get spooked by a freaking mimic that just decides to shoot you up your butt when you're trying to get a nice item or chest or whatever. It's nice to not have to worry about it. However, mimics also save you keys. If you're very keen on like observing whether or not it is a mimic, could potentially save you some keys, which could get you more stuff for free, theoretically. Again, you do have to fight the mimics, which are not easy enemies, but whatever. This is, you know, I'll put it here because it does eliminate that chance of you getting owned when you least expect it. Of course, the better you are at this game, the less you'll need to rely on this. The less you'll want to rely on this, because then that means you're forced to use your keys for every chest, and you can never obtain multiple items from pedestal mimics. You can never obtain items from wall mimics, even though they're kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, because those will certainly surprise you every single time. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, for myself, I'm going to put this in good, but for like generic players of this game who aren't as well versed as people who spend hundreds of hours in this game and know some of the ins and outs with like stuff, just at, even with just like observing things and how little cues work with some of these things. I'll put this in superior. It saves you from the occasional run ending surprise that mimics can often offer. I know that my runs have ended a good amount of times because of a mimic. So I'm gonna keep this in superior. Ring of Ring of Fiscal Responsibility. That doesn't sound right. Ring of Miserly Protection. That's what this is. Ring of Miserly Protection gives you like 3 heart containers, but gets destroyed once you make a purchase. So ideally, you'd want to get this when I never noticed that the ring was actually broken. I don't know if these are updated sprites. These might be. These may or may not be updated, so I don't know. Anyway, it would only make sense that it is broken. Anyway, this is best utilized later in your run when you know you're not going to be making any more purchases. Of course, you have the largest shop on the final floor, which is to say the blacksmith shop, and if you can get this after making all your purchases, then good for you. If I don't know, this is kind of difficult. It's like a run to run basis where you're gonna just have to see how this fluxes with your run. I'd probably put this in 3 hearts. Is 3 hearts is a lot. You can, like, if this is one of the first items you find in your run, that's gonna double your available maximum health right away. But then you can no longer purchase anything ever during your run, otherwise you're gonna lose that health. So like in a pinch, it's pretty good because that's 6 extra hits that you can take and then potentially heal back up to full. But you do lose your access to pretty much any shop ever. So like if and that's not just regular shops. Anytime you find anyone selling anything, if you purchase any item whatsoever from whether it be Cursula or I don't know if this works. I don't know if this breaks when you get stuff from like Sinner Grace or like if you ever end up just spending money. I think it's just when you buy an item. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So like if you go through a demon door into a black market and you see, oh, everything's on sale and oh, I want all this stuff, but I have this ring and I'm kind of tempted not to. I suggest you just break the ring. It's nice to have when you have it, but I don't think it's worth preventing yourself from buying like other stuff in your runs. Again, it's like a run to run basis. You got to kind of gauge yourself where you're at, how it's gonna all work out. So with that being said, I don't know, 3 hearts, that's pretty good, but like not so good when you put the other things into consideration. So I'm gonna put this in good. Ring of the Resourceful Rat. Now this is a pretty damn good item. This is probably one of the better Resourceful Rat items, like one of the top 3. I'm gonna put this in excellent. I haven't had too much exposure to this item myself, so I don't like, I know what it does, but in practice I haven't really used it too much. But based off of what it does do, I'm gonna put it up here in excellent. Ring of Triggers. It's one of those things that requires an activatable item to actually utilize properly. Ring of Triggers. This is the one that does like. No. This okay. So what this does, I confuse this a lot with the blank companions ring, which we'll get to later. But Ring of Triggers is when you activate an item, you fire a like ring of bullets from your current weapon around you. So technically this could be very good depending on your weapon, on your current weapon that you're holding, but also you have to like have an activatable item, and sometimes your runs just won't have that. I've had entire runs where I'll never ever find an activatable item, or at least one that's worth having. Well, I mean, if it's something chinsy, like, you know, one of these like crappy ones, sure, you could use it with this just to get some like good flourish out of your weapons. Like if you have a really good weapon besides, and you have like a crappy activatable item, at least it's something to utilize this to good effect. But you kind of have to rely on a lot of other ulterior things in order for this to work properly. Still not bad. The effect in and of itself is pretty good. Again, depending on like the weapon you're holding, because that's kind of what gauges how good this is going to be. But like if you had an activatable item like, I don't know, this one, where there's no charge to, or maybe not that one, but like I don't know, where's one that doesn't have a, like this one, like this, something that doesn't have a charge time that you can just use multiple times per room because of, you know, how it works. Just imagine if I'm sitting there gobbling up enemy bullets and spamming this every time every time I collect a bullet, I'll shoot it out. It'll trigger this every single time I'm able to like activate this item. So you can potentially just have bullets flying everywhere, and it doesn't consume any ammo, so it's just all free ammunition that it's firing off, free shots. So yeah, I mean, it could be good, it could be great, but it's normally not super good. I'm gonna put this in good tier just because of what it does. You just have to rely too much on like other things for it to work well, but it could potentially be, you know, pretty good. Rocket powered bullets. Just a straight up bullet upgrade, increases your damage and bullet velocity. So like the speed at which they fly through the air, pretty damn good. I like this upgrade. It's very, very nice to have. I don't know. This is like roller bomb. It's, I don't know. It's a little Metroid bombs, because you know, as if becoming Samus Aran with the big ol' Giga Blaster gun wasn't enough, you can also drop little crappy little bombs behind you and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's extra damage. It's there. It's not really, this isn't something that you're gonna see and be like, oh, I'm gonna become Death Destroyer of Worlds with this. You're gonna, nah, it's more like oh, this is, I guess, a nice addition to have, because I'm gonna be dodge rolling anyway, so why not drop a bomb when I'm dodge rolling too, and potentially hurt something with it. It's not great, but it's not like so bad that it's useless, you know. You may kill stuff with this, maybe. Probably not on purpose, but still, it's you know, just additional DPS in a bad sense, I guess. This is Roller Eye, so this is actually a pretty good item that I like. I'm gonna put this in superior. When you dodge roll through enemies, you reflect the bullets back at them. So yeah, it's kind of like bullet deletion plus extra DPS, kind of. So I'm gonna put this in superior. It's a pretty good item to have. Ruby bracelet. So this used to be like here before it got buffed. Now it still I want to say it still has the same effect as when it first did, when this first got released before the update, one of the updates. But now, geez, I think is this the one where it deals with momentum? So like the more, so like this, I kind of put this on par with like Macho Brace, not in like ranking, but like in effect. So with Macho Brace, every time you dodge roll, you get that yellow glow. I think with this one, after you, it's like after you gain a certain amount of momentum with your character, or you move around, you know, without pausing for a certain amount of time, you get that glow, and then you deal more damage on your next shot or something. It's something like that. I don't think I'm mixing it up with any other item, because I'm pretty sure that's what became of this. It still has its intended effect of like when you throw a weapon, it explodes, which is not a good thing, because you don't want to accidentally be dropping a weapon and have it explode rather than, I don't know, trying to sell it or whatever. But you know, I don't know. It's okay. It's like, it's better than it was, but it's still not great. Also, you have to, in order to get this properly upgraded, you have to bring it to the blacksmith, I think. So you can't even just like straight up use it as its new intended purpose. You have to nearly beat the game in order to get it done. Not beat the game, but you got to get to the last level and, you know, talk to the lady. So yeah, I'll put it here. It's not like bad or anything. It's just a somewhat of a damage upgrade, I guess. Scatter shot. This is pretty good. I like scatter shot. This could potentially be really overpowered if you have other bullet upgrades. This is one of those ones that stacks well with other bullet upgrades and high rate of fire weapons that have lots of ammunition. Decreases your base damage, but you know, you're shooting a lot more projectiles, so that's where all these other upgrades come in. Especially if you're shooting like explosive rounds or something, like if you have like a rocket launcher, anything that deals explosive damage, this can be pretty good for you. I think superior is fine. I'm tempted to put this higher up, but it's not always a good thing. Like with shotguns, this can kind of ruin them, because shotguns already shoot multiple shots, and this just makes them even worse. But then again, I don't know. I mean, scatter shot's pretty good. I like it a lot. Geez. I'm really tempted to put it in excellent, just because of like the sheer amount of damage output you can attain with it. I'll leave it in superior. I'll leave it where it is. Scope, more accuracy. I think, well, oh, I put this up here because it has the laser sight, so actually I'm gonna put this down here. This isn't as good as of accuracy as this muscle relaxant, which is why this is up here, so I'm gonna put this down in good. Ballot is nice. More coolness is good. I'm gonna put it in superior. +1 to, oh no, I'm sorry, +1 bullets, +1 to gun, or no, which one's +1 to gun? This is +1 to gun, but this is just called something else. +1 bullets, superior. It's just straight up upgrade for your bullets. Whatever. Scouter. Scouter I like a lot. This is jammed, so it's cursed, but Scouter enables you to see enemy health, which isn't necessary because you're gonna be trying your darndest to kill them anyway. But it's a nice addition. It's a cool little trinket to have. It also increases your damage output and possibly other things, but I like this a lot. I'm gonna put it up here in excellent just because I like it a lot. Compass. Or wait, I think this is it called compass or it's called sense of direction? I don't know. One of those two things. It's not very good. It's pretty useless. I mean, it shows you where you need to go if you want to find the exit. I guess that's useful if you're trying to like maybe do a speed run or something. I don't know. I can't really think of too many applications to where you'd need to rely on this, because if you're a good Gungeon player, you're gonna be clearing every floor anyway, because that's just like the better way to go about it. So yeah, I think maybe speedrunners would find this most applicable to them so that they could just get through the floors as fast as possible. Otherwise, yeah, it's not so great. Oh, maybe like an item like this, it is an activatable item. It's not just passive, so you have to, press the use item button in order to for it to, pop up a little arrow. This would probably be a good candidate for something like Ring of Triggers, something that whenever you use your activatable item, since this doesn't really have a recharge, or if it does, it's a very, very short one, you could constantly just shoot a bunch of bullets. I don't know if there's anything that would prevent you from having a synergy like that, but I don't think there would be, because that would be kind of stupid. So if you could find like these two items in tandem, and a good, like a fair gun to just have getting shot all over the place, that's pretty good. It's just one of those examples. Otherwise, though, by itself, it's pretty trash. It's not very useful at all. 7-leaf clover, or whatever. I think it's called 7-leaf clover, even though it only has 4. I'm gonna put this in godly as one of the better passive upgrade items in the game. Shadow bullets. This is either superior or excellent. Shadow bullets is pretty damn good. I think I'm gonna put in superior because it doesn't always shoot like, backup gun, or this, but it's pretty effective. It's like it straddles between these two tiers. It's like +1 bullets, but like better, kind of better ish. Shadow clone, one of my favorite activatable items in the game. I'm tempted to put this in demigodly just because of how broken it is. Or because of how broken it could be. Because you can, much like portable turret, and the reason why portable turret is up here, not only because it's a powerhouse, but because you can activate it more than once, like during its lifespan. So like this just makes a copy of your character, a literal shadow clone that mimics your movements, just like in an adverse effect, or like a mirrored effect, I guess. And you can activate this more than once if you charge it up fast enough. And since you have two of you going off at once, killing things, this is going to be charging up way quicker than just you firing off yourself. So you can charge it up, put down another copy of yourself, which is 3 Gungeoneers at once, which means your next charge will be even faster, which means you can put down another copy of yourself, and you see where I'm getting with this. It's pretty broken, or it can be, especially during boss fights and stuff like that, where you have one singular enemy that you're aiming toward, because your clones will all aim toward your cursor, if I'm not mistaken. So when you have, one boss that you're aiming toward, you're all gonna hit it at the same time, and it's just that charge is just gonna keep cycling through, just gonna keep getting up there to where you pop it again, keep going up, pop it again. It's great. You can have this just last forever. So yeah, I'm gonna stick that in Demigodly. It's pretty broken. Shelaton Key, also pretty broken. Basically just infinite keys, your skeleton key as it were. Not quite godly. Same reason why A key 47 is not quite godly. It's just keys. Like, you have so many ways of getting keys. Master of lockpicking. You have dog. You have other methods. Like, sometimes you don't even need keys, a la mimic tooth necklace, a la drill, whatever. So it's not like super broken to where it's the only thing that'll do what it does, but it certainly does help out. Like, you're gonna always want this. This gets sold by the key dude, by the little lock dude, for 3 keys. This is always why I save my keys to the very last moment, because sometimes you'll see this for sale and you'll be 1 key short that you can't get, and you'll be like, well, if only I had that 1 key, I could literally have infinite keys. So yeah, I'm gonna stick this up here, leave it there. Shield of the Maiden. I hate this item. It's one of the worst activatable items. It's relatively useful, I suppose, but it's difficult to use. And also, it's probably more of a hindrance than a help. At least, again, in my time using it. I'm just gonna stick this in trash. Like, I don't. Yeah, it has some utility, but it's not promising. What is Bouncy Bullets? This is Bouncy or Shock Bullets? No, this is Shock Bullets. Shock Bullets. Shock Bullets. I'm gonna put these in excellent. That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Shotgun Cola. Not as good as the Ballistic Boots, but a good mobility increase. Shotgun Coffee. Same thing. Battery Bullets. Better than you might think. These actually increase your accuracy by a fair amount, and they have the added effect of electrifying water, which is not at all useful, but accuracy increase, very nice. I think it's a higher end accuracy increase too. It may be low like the scope, but I'm gonna put it up here in superior because I don't know, whatever. It has that little electricity effect, whatever. Silver Bullets. That's a good upgrade. Not too bad. Singularity. As far as activatable items go, it's okay. I'm gonna put it in superior. I'd rather just have a reload stone or something of that accord, to where it actually has like a beneficial effect rather than just, defensive. This could kill enemies too, I believe. I don't think it's as strong as Black Hole Gun, but it's pretty good, so I'm gonna leave it here. The 6th chamber. This is like up here, and this has too much stuff to explain, so you can just go to the Wikipedia for this one. Basically, this just like gets rid of all the negative effects of jamming. well, kind of. You got to read up on it. It's pretty good, but just trust me on where it's being placed. Smoke smoke bomb. It's okay. It's not great. It's like it's okay. Yeah, like I don't honestly I don't know what the difference between this and box is, but at least I can somewhat utilize this, I guess. I never do because I don't like taking or I don't like using this. I try to just get rid of it as quick as possible, but that's just me. Snow ballots. I'm gonna put this up here. Pretty good. Uh, was mm, the hell is this? I mix up the name from this one and this one. This is like it looks like it's like the little Raiden ship. I don't remember what it's called though. It's not a bad companion. Wow, what the hell is this called? Like it's not Space Friend because that's the other one, I think. This is like I don't know, man. It looks like the Raiden ship or maybe like the Gradius ship or something. This is not a bad companion. It's not a great one. It's not as good as the other one. It shoots like a little laser beam, deals okay damage. It's not as bad as this dude, but it's okay. Spice. Well, this is a controversial one. I'm sure a lot of people would rate Spice quite highly. I don't. I don't really care much for Spice. I've done Spice runs before, and they usually just suck. With robot, these are freaking like ridiculously straight crazy. But anyone else though, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to gauge Spice because Spice can really ruin your run if you're not careful. Um, I don't know. I'll put it in superior. I don't think I could rate it any higher just because of the fact that it replaces all your items with spice the more you use it, and it can just be bad. It could just be like if you don't have the health to mitigate the damage that it does to you, or the permanent damage that it does to you, it's not great. It's yeah, all this is as high as I can potentially put it without it starting to totally break your game down to where you are like just to where it's unplayable almost. Oh man. Sponge. Sponge. Everybody's favorite sponge. This is like one step below Hazmat Suit, so I'm gonna put it in superior. Again, not as good as Flight, but it's okay. It's a good like immunity item, I suppose. Because of that, I might actually have to move this down, but fire rarity is just, or fire rarity, fire resistance is just so rare that I think I'm just going to keep these both in the same tier, even though this one's better. This one's just a strictly better upgrade because it gives you immunity to everything, or well, it doesn't give you immunity. It doesn't actually immunize you because with Sponge, the thing I forgot is with Sponge, it doesn't prevent you from actually getting like burned or poisoned or whatever else there is in this game. I don't think there is anything else in this game, but like in levels where you I'm thinking like the forge, in levels like the forge, the fifth chamber, where you run over those little rivulets of magma or lava, whatever. Those set you on fire if you make contact with them. This doesn't prevent that. This just gets rid of goop. This just gets rid of like the burning fire or the poison or the oil or water, the webs, all that crap on the ground. It doesn't actually like prevent you from getting hurt by DOT effects. It doesn't actually grant immunities like this ring does. So like with those little, you know, lava rivulets, this actually protects you from getting burned, whereas this does not. That's the difference there. Spring heel boots. So these are the ones I got confused about at the beginning of this video. These are the ones that give you the double dodge roll. So you're able to dodge roll twice mid dodge roll. So that's pretty nice to have. Of course, you need to remember that you have these. Like, that's the one human drawback to a lot of usable items like this. I mean, this is a passive item, but you got to remember that you have it like in your inventory in order to double dodge roll, because it doesn't just do it automatically. You have to click the mouse button twice in order to dodge roll, and you got to do it in mid dodge roll while you're still like mid air in order for it to properly take effect. But otherwise, you know, pretty good. Like anything to increase your dodge roll effect is always useful, because it just means more iframes for you. Sprun. Okay. Sprun, I mean, potentially this could be like up here, okay? Like, if you get sprun, if you could get sprun activated when you flip a table, every time you flip a table, you're gonna just sail through the game, because tables are everywhere. You know, they're not in every room, but they're gonna be on every floor. You're gonna be owning things, because Sprun's the wind gunner or whatever. Yeah, I think it's wind gunner that it turns into. Just annihilates everything. It's got infinite ammo. It shoots super fast, does super high damage, chews through absolutely everything. But the problem is Sprun is so totally random, and you don't know what effect is going to trigger Sprun to change into Wind Gunner. It could be one that's easily accessible, like flipping tables, like getting hurt, like, I don't know, whatever else. I don't even know all of the applicable like activations for this thing. But some of the triggers are not so apparent. It might be like when you're on your last, I don't know, like health or something. I you know, don't quote me on this. I'm not sure what all the triggers are, but some of them are not as easy to trigger as others, and because of that, I can't really put this too high on this list. Like Sprun by itself doesn't really do anything. It just sits. It's like a companion that follows your character, but it doesn't actually do anything. It just transforms into like a super powerful gun when you trigger its effect, but it only has one of those effects. Like it only gains one of those trigger effects when you pick this up. Not even like from floor to floor. I'm pretty sure it's just when you pick up Sprun, when you find it, when you pick it up, it randomly allocates one of those triggers as its like transformation ability, and only that one can actually activate its transformation into Wind Gunner. So I can't really rate it too highly, because I mean, I've had Sprun sometimes where it won't activate at all. I've had Sprun sometimes where it'll activate pretty often, and it's really cool. But you can't I can't rate it high just because of those off chances where I get a good thing going. How long have we've been going for almost 2.5 hours now. I gotta clean this out. I've been dragging this shit out too long. So yeah, Sprun, I don't know, man. Superior, I guess. Like, I'll put it middle of the road. At worst, you get Wind Gunner maybe once a run, maybe, maybe even less. Like, I don't know. At worst, this could be trash because it doesn't affect it, or it doesn't activate at all. At best, it could be like demigodly, or maybe even that if it's like the table flipping one. I don't know. I'll leave it at superior. That's a hard one to rank, man. That's difficult right there. Battle standard. It doesn't do anything by itself. You need companions to use it, but it's a pretty decent effect. I'm going to put it in inferior, though, because it, again, you got to rely on other things to make it useful. Stout bullets. Stout bullets are pretty good. Not super great or anything, but I'm gonna put them there. Star plushies, stuffed star. I don't remember. Whatever. It turns you invincible. You know, do. Yep, that makes you all rainbow-ish. Where did I put that other invincible one? I'm gonna put this on par with this. So I think it's called Stuffed Star. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. It's okay. Sunglasses. It's okay. I don't like them because they can slow the game down, and I don't like that happening, but they do give you coolness, so whatever. Super Hot Watch. Godly, my friend. You change the game. You're just wow. It's great. Super Hot Watch. Super Space Turtle. Another great companion, one of my favorite companions. I'm gonna put you in excellent, buddy. You just stay right there. Supply drop. You know, ammo's nice, but one-time ammo, it's okay. It's nice in a pinch, you know, especially when you start off as the Marine. Just having it available from the get-go is nice, but when you find this later on, it's like, I'd rather just have an ammo drop. I guess it's nice to have it available for when you need it, because it is activatable. It's just an ammo drop. That's all it is. What did I call this? It's supply drop. Yeah, that's right. Table tech. Oh, we're getting to the table text now. Table tech blank. This is table tech blank. This is one of the better table techs. I'm gonna put this in, so I'm gonna put this in good. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in good. We'll kind of see as we go through these, because I'm not too sure yet. Table tech heat. This is one of the worst ones. It's similar to the Gungeon Pepper, but it's just appropriate for like the tables that you flip over. Leaves a little area of effect that burns things, but burns enemies, not you. But it's, you know, it's reliant on the table. It doesn't last forever. I'd rather have blanks go off and protect me than burning. Table tech money, very good. I think this is my favorite table tech of them all, because this actually affects your run in a positive way. Not just the room that you're, you know, doing it, but the run. Like, it'll actively flip over every single table in the room automatically just by you flipping over one table, and it'll give you money, sometimes a good amount of money per room. So yeah, when you're seeing tables throughout your entire run, and all you got to do is flip one table over per room, and you get some money out of it, it's pretty dang good. Easily the best table tech item in the game, in my opinion. Table tech rage. This one's okay. Increases your DPS, similar to Enraging Photo, a la Convict, whenever you flip a table. So, it's okay. What is this? This is Big Boy. Big Boy! As far as activatable items go, this is pretty damn good. I'm gonna put this up here. Potentially room clearing. Well, okay, maybe not room clearing, but certainly a large portion of the room gets hit. And I think whatever doesn't die gets transformed into those little mutated bulletkin enemies, the ones that vomit the poison. So this is really good. I like this item. It is jammed, however, so just be aware of that. Table Tech Rocket. I don't care much for this one. It's not very good. Table Tech Shotgun. It's okay. The homing shots are nice, but whatever. It's not that great. Table Tech Sight. This one is okay. I'm tempted to put this in good, but I'm gonna put this in inferior. I think Table Tech Rage is better. The slowdown is not great, and the fact that you don't get very much time when shooting to like get this off properly. I don't know. I've never really enjoyed this item as much as I probably should, or as I feel I should. Table Tech Stun. This is another one of the better ones. Just being able to stun every single enemy every time you flip a table is pretty great. What is this? Prototype Teleporter. I don't know, man. It's, like, I guess you can teleport into secret rooms and other blocked off rooms, and there's one room in particular that you can teleport into that you can't otherwise get into in the game, which I don't even know if I've ever done. Maybe once in my whole playthrough have I ever gotten that secret room, but it's like more than just eye candy. It's not really beneficial. And I'm just talking about the one room. I'm not talking about like the, potential to get secret rooms and stuff like that. I don't know. Like, this is similar. This reminds me of the Binding of Isaac item that does the same thing, like the teleporter, or teleporter 2.0 rather, which I think this is more appropriately like. I don't know though. It's like I don't feel like I can rate this any higher because of the mere chance of getting something beneficial out of it. Most of the times it's just going to teleport you around. I don't even know if there's like specific rule sets that say if this teleports you to already uncovered rooms or non-uncovered rooms or whatever, but I don't know. I just don't find myself ever using this item. I don't think it's very good. Ticket to the Gun Show. I think this is just called Ticket. But obviously, if you use it, you'll find out that it's a Ticket to the Gun Show, and it's a pretty good activatable item. Lasts a good amount of time. I don't quite rate it as highly as something like this, even if the damage output is better. I don't know. I don't know. I think I have to leave it here. Trusty Lockpick. That's pretty trash. You don't want to be using this, Whenever you start as the pilot, this is your last resort. This is only useful if you are already going to have to break a chest. You don't ever want to use this if you have keys. At least not if the chest is really worth opening. Lower quality chests, sure, I guess you could try this and you'll probably break it, maybe not, but whatever. Bad thing is this: if you break a lock, like not a chest, but an actual, one of those little lock guys, um, it'll render it completely broken. You can't break those open. You can't shoot them. It's just you are now. It is the room you're trying to get into or whatever it is now inaccessible. So that's kind of why I'm putting these down here. It's just not so great. Table tech turkey. Just kidding. This is just a turkey. I always confuse this with the table tech items, just because it looks like a scroll. I don't know why they did that. I mean, obviously because it's one of those little hand turkeys. Even then, I don't know why it's only 4 fingers. That's a little odd, but whatever. I ain't judging. Turkey. I don't like this companion. It's probably one of the worst companions in the game. I'm gonna put it here, I guess, because at least there's some benefit to it, but you're probably not gonna see much of that benefit. I'm sorry. This is turtle problem. Turtle problem. I'm gonna put this in superior. It's not not very versatile, but I guess as a defensive item, it's okay. It's pretty good, I guess. Superior though, yeah, I guess. There's a lot of turtles that you'll get, and they all like accumulate, assuming that they don't all die. What is it? Unity. Unity's pretty good. The more guns you have, the better it's going to be. So superior, that's a nice middle ground for it, since you do have to rely on your actual arsenal. But this is the Gungeon after all, and collecting weapons should be one of your priorities, because it just makes the game infinitely more fun. So Unity will do well with that aspect. Bionic Leg, another mobility item. Not as good as Ballistic Boots, but it does give you additional armor, or well, it gives you 1 armor to be exact. So I don't know. It's something. It's not as good, but it's better than these two. Uranium Ammo Lit, I think it's called. Another Ammo Lit. This just has the chance of poisoning enemies, so it's not super great. It's okay. Utility Belt. This is here. I'm gonna put that there. Oh, what the hell's Vorpal Bullets. Now, this upgrade is better than the Vorpal gun, in my opinion. Anything giving me the chance to critical hit, which is to say, I think the critical hits in this game are 5 times the damage. So 5 times. Any like this is better than Vorpal gun because it affects all of your guns. So even your crappy guns, 5 times the damage is pretty crazy. I don't know the chance of you activating this, but that's pretty great. I'm probably gonna put this up here. That's just I don't recall bullets going off all too often, but it's nice when they do. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Wax Wings. Welcome to Demigodly. Flying is the best. Flying, better than the rest. Yeah, as far as like immunity items go, this trumps them all. This is better than Hazmat Suit. This is better than any of the Sponge. This is better than any of that crap. There's only 1 item that I can think of that's better than this that we will probably get to relatively shortly here. What is this? Weird Egg. Weird Egg is situational, does different things, just depending on what applications you want to use it for. I'm going to have to stick this in superior like all the other variable items like that, because it's just, you can do a lot of different things with it. You can heal with it, you can get items with it, this is essential for fighting the advanced dragon, for unlocking new stuff. Well, it's not essential. Well, I mean, it's one of two essential options, so basically it's essential to some extent. You can do some pretty cool things with this, so I'll leave it in superior. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better. Just depends on what you want to use it for and how you go about it. But again, you're gonna have to read the Wikipedia for that one, because there's a lot of stuff regarding this particular item. It's one of those weird things. White Guan Stone. This is going to be next to like orange, because it just increases blank regeneration by 1, and it's a Guan Stone, so nothing too special. I think this is just called Space Friend. This is the better of the two space ship theme. This doesn't look like a spaceship, but I assure you it is. I'm gonna put this here in excellent. Launches a little missile, rocket launcher thing, missile launcher. This is Doge 2. This is no, Junior the second. The thing is just called Wolf. I think the item is called Wolf. It's pretty good. It's just a upgraded version of Dog. No longer finds you items, but straight up attacks enemies, seeks them out and attacks them. Does, you know, the damage it does is fairly negligible, but it still does damage, so it's better than Dog, in my opinion. Dogs, well, you can't pet Wolf, though. The Wolf is cuter. I think the Wolf is cuter, but you can't pet it, I don't think. Which sucks. I'd love to pet my Wolf, but no. Yellow Chamber. Yellow Chamber, I'm gonna put up here. That's another thing you gotta look into. Not super complicated, but, you know, gives you health, gives you other things. It's nice. Bullets. It's okay. One of the worst bullet upgrades. Blank bullets, however, you are in godly, my friend. Welcome to God tier. Blank Companion's Ring. Now, this is another one, much like Ring of Triggers, that relies on your activatable item. It blanks whenever you use your activatable item. So, good? It's a companion technically, but the companion doesn't actually do anything other than be like the epicenter of where the blank actually comes from when you activate your item. I don't know, by itself, nothing. Like, it's not really useful. Much like this, but I guess if this is here, and I can kind of agree with this being in good tier just because of its function, a blank is probably going to be there too, so I'm going to put it up here. Previously, I had this in inferior, but I can see that you're probably going to have an activatable item, even if it's a shitty one, and you can probably utilize it to your benefit at least a few times, so I don't know. Good is okay. Blast Helmet. Blast resistance, so not very often do you find explosion immunity in a game like this outside of Hazmat Suit. This helmet doesn't give you immunity to blast damage, but it does give you resistance, which again you won't find much there. That's one thing that Flight does not give you, by the way, is blast damage immunity. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But yeah, regardless. Anyway, I'm gonna put that in good. Blood Brooch. Blood Brooch is an interesting one. It could potentially heal you. It could also kill enemies, but it's a little tricky to use. I'm gonna put this in superior. Potentially this could be an excellent if you know how to use it correctly. Bloodied Scarf. Now, a lot of people would rate this very low because this changes a core function of the game. This is much like Super Hot Watch in that, like, the whole game is now different because, well, pretty much the whole game, or at least the way you play it or the way you perceive it, is now entirely different because the functionality of this item is so shockingly different than just regular dodge rolling. So this replaces dodge rolling with a teleportation function. And the great thing about this, the thing that makes it so broken to belong in godly, is that the teleportation is limitless. There's no range to the tele the teleport, the blinking that you can utilize. You can teleport past walls, you can teleport over pits, you can teleport like through anything you want, so long as you put your cursor over the right, location. So this can theoretically just break your game in ways where you will never get hit again, assuming you know how to use this well enough. And I have only just recently started to properly utilize this item as it should be, and have found that it's like ridiculously broken. You have to get used to it, because for 98% of the game you're going to be dodge rolling, because that's just the core mechanic of the game. Like the folks that helped with this game are literally called dodge roll. So when you change dodge roll into blink teleportation, you got to get used to it. And at the rate that you find this item, you're like, the first time you find this, you're going to think it's the worst thing ever, because you can't use it properly. But I assure you, I like trust that when I say this is so good that it just makes you untouchable if you know how to use it. And even I don't know how to use it to its fullest capability, because I'm not that good at it, but I'm certainly better than I was. And even then, I find myself getting hit far less, or at least being able to like exploit the usage of this item to where I can do better now. So yeah, this belongs up here with all of its friends. Bloody 9 milli. Bloody 9 millimeter. This, I'm probably going to put this in excellent. This could, an item like this could ruin, it's hard to say. So like an item like this could make your crappy guns way better, and it can make your awesome guns way crappier. And that's because you have a chance to fire a bullet that has its own properties. It'll be this like crazy bullet that zooms around the room, seeks out enemies, ricochets off walls, deals its own damage, and lasts for a good amount of time. So it'll like persist through, hitting enemies, it pierces, all that stuff. But like if let's say you have the BSG, you have black hole gun, you're expecting to fire off a shot that does something very specific, and then you end up getting one of these, it could kill you. It could cost you the run. If you needed to clear a room, clear enemy bullets, and you were relying on that, and you have this item, and this item procs off of one of those larger guns that you're firing, it could be detrimental. It could be hazardous to the safety of your character, because you're not firing the bullet you intended to fire, if that makes any sense. But again, with crappier weapons like the cactus that fires a lot of bullets, the nail gun, the pea shooter, anything that has a fast fire rate, that's like lower quality, that doesn't deal much damage. If any of those bullets gets replaced with this, you're going to be loving it, because this bullet's going to be going around, zooming through the room. You might get more than one of these at any given time, because, you're firing off more bullets. And it's just dealing more damage than you initially would have with those crappier weapons. So it's just one of those things. This item and another one that has yet to show up. It's just one of those things where it just depends on what you have in your, like, what gun you're using. So just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'll leave this in excellent. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Aged Bell. Uh, you know, as far as activatable item goes, like, I'd rather have an item that stuns everything, like, altogether. I don't think, I'm pretty sure this just freezes time, so any bullets that are already in the room stay there, which means you still have to dodge them. So, like, if you run into an enemy bullet, I'm pretty sure you still take damage. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I can't be too certain. I don't use this often enough. Whenever I see this, I pick it up because it's a nice item to have. It helps you out a lot. I'm actually tempted to just put this here because it does freeze time. I mean, it makes it easier for you to clear a room or even dodge bullets sometimes, like trap rooms or something like that. But it's not great. It's like, it's good for an activatable item. Bloody Eye. This is the same thing as Liquid Valkyrie, so I'm going to put it right there. Blue Guan Stone. This is my least favorite Guan Stone. I'm going to put this in Superior with its... actually, yeah, I'll put it here. That's fine. Bomb. This is just a less significant version of the ice bomb, just a regular bomb. I still find it pretty useful. I'd certainly rather have this than like bees or something. Book of Chest Anatomy. I'm gonna put this in inferior. Again, breaking a chest is not something that you want to be doing, but it's nice that when you do, you can have more promising results of getting something good, much like chest vampirism. So I'm gonna be putting this here. Boomerang. You know, as an activatable item, like, I'll be frank, I don't really use this item too much. I don't really care much for it, but the utility of it is nice. It will actively try to stun all the enemies in a room. As to how successful that is, I'm not too sure because, again, I don't really utilize this very often. I'm going to just stick it in good because stunning is always nice. Bottle. Bottle. Now that the game has been updated to where you can reserve hearts in your little vending machine, dude, this is kind of rendered useless. You can still use it for ammunition, I believe, but then it just becomes another supply drop. So I don't know. I don't find very much utility in this. If I want an activatable item, I want something that actually does something for me, even if it's one of these crappier ones, you know. Like, I'd rather take this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move this down here because if bottle's down here, bottle's better than this, and this it's just one ammo. It's not that great. I'd rather take bomb. I'd rather take smoke bomb than that, or smoke grenade, whatever this is. I'd rather take proximity mine, like something that actually gives me some, you know, oomph, something that actually makes me feel like I'm doing something, not this crap. Again, like back in the old Gungeon, maybe this was good when you couldn't reserve hearts, but now that you can, just collect as many hearts that fall on the ground as necessary, this is rendered kind of useless. Bouncy Bullets. I think it's just called Bouncy Bullets. I'm gonna put this in Superior. Yeah, it just adds more potential to the bullets that you fire, much like orbiting bullets or scattershot or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. Box. I'm gonna put this on inferior. I don't like this item. Actually, I might even put this in trash because box doesn't work like smoke grenades do. In that, I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure box is even worse because if you activate this in the middle of a room, and how does this work? I'm pretty sure enemies still shoot at you if you activate this in the middle of the room. Even if it says you're stealth, enemies will still shoot at you. I'm pretty sure. Whatever, I'll put this in inferior just to not piss anyone off, I guess. I don't like this item. I don't ever use it. I try to get rid of it as soon as possible. Bracket key. Bracket key. I'm gonna... Woof. As far as activatable items go, it's pretty damn powerful. I'm probably gonna... This is a tie between excellent and demigodly. It's like straddling this line. It's a very powerful activatable item. It is also jammed, if I'm not mistaken, which doesn't really matter, but I'll probably leave it in demigodly. This is pretty powerful. Brick of cash. Yeah, brick of cash. So this is nice in that it lets you see secret rooms, but you might not always be observant enough to find the little brick dude. I know I'm not. I know I miss him about like half of the time. Even when I'm like actively looking for secret rooms, I won't be able to find them because I'm just so blind. But again, you're probably not as daft as I am, so I'm gonna put this in superior because secret rooms are always beneficial, sometimes more than others, but sometimes they can be like super good. So, you know, it's always nice to have this around. It doesn't actually open up secret rooms to you. You still have to use a blank, so there's that. Otherwise, this would probably be rated a little bit higher. But yeah, I'll leave it in superior for now. Airstrike. This is also superior. This is better than Napalm, but not as good as Big Boy, in my opinion. But on like in that string of usable items. Briefcase of cash. This is pretty good. Gives you 250 shells and also some credits. That gives you like 2 or 3 credits, which are negligible in the amounts of runs that you're gonna have to, like, just by the time that you unlock this, because you unlock this by beating the convicts past. Just by the time you unlock this, it's already going to render whatever credits you ever get out of this thing. All the times you're ever going to find this pretty much invaluable. Or, I'm sorry, is that right? Whatever. It's gonna render them useless, is what I'm trying to say. But the money that you get from this, the 250, that's a pretty sizable chunk of change. If you get this like right off the bat, like I've had paradox runs where I've gotten this as the item, as the first passive item, and it's nice to have that cash like right up front because you're able to buy more stuff and just kickstart your run. Broccoli's going in demigodly. It's one of those items that does a lot of different things for you. The one good thing, or not the one good thing, but the best thing is the 10% chance to completely negate damage. That's what brings it up to demigodly. Not many items do that to where they can just completely outright block damage that you take. So it's good. You'd have to look up all the other stuff to find out what exactly this does, but much like Riddle of Lead or Magic Suite, they do several things for your character, all of which are good. Bug Boots. This is one of the worst poison immunity items. There's a number of them, which there probably shouldn't be. I think that out of all of the poison immunity items, this is probably my least favorite, because it just gives you poison immunity, but it also gives you like a little poison goop trail when you dodge roll, which is okay. So I'm gonna put it in good. It's not like great or anything. Bullet Idol. I think it's called Bullet Idol. Gives you, this is like Honeycomb, except a little bit better. You gotta take damage, but it inflicts damage on your enemies when you do, so it's not quite as bad as bees, but it's, you know, still got to get hit in order for it to activate, which I don't like very much. Bullet time. As far as activatable item goes, this one's okay. Used to be worse, if I remember correctly, but now, since I've used it recently, I've noticed that this no longer slows your own character down. It used to be where you activate this and it slows everything down. It puts everything in bullet time, including your Gungeoneer and your own bullets. But now, it just affects the enemies, so it's kind of nice to have around, I guess. Bum bullets. Now, I know all the hate talk about the bees is pretty apparent from all this other crap here, but bum bullets are actually really good. They won't always spawn bees, but the chance of... So, like, when you hit an enemy with your bullet, the bees are going to spawn right on top of the enemy. So you automatically get rid of most of the problems that I have with these other items, in that the bees won't have to actively, like, trace your enemies. They won't have to fly and have the chance of, you know, getting shot at, running into a wall, getting killed, not doing their job. Whereas with bum bullets, you know, they'll be right on top of your enemy. It'll be just extra damage, extra DPS for you. So I'm going to leave it here in excellent. C4, it's not very good. It's similar to proximity mine in that you put it down, it's just a stationary, like, explosive. But unlike this one where it's proximity, this one you actually have to activate. So it's not that great. It's more, you have to be more self-conscious. You could damage yourself if you're not careful. You know, if you're standing right on top of it, you blow yourself up. I'd still just rather have bomb or even proximity mine, because then I don't have to, like, activate this myself, because it's just another thing that you have to pay attention to while you're in the middle of a firefight, which is... distracting items are always, like, detrimental in a game like this, where there's bullets everywhere and you're constantly having to move and gauge the room and, like, be vigilant, you know, be observant. So when you're focusing on a little block of green, like, texture in the middle of a bunch of other stuff going on, it's kind of hard to use it effectively. I might even put this down to trash, but I don't know. I mean, it still does, like, a decent job at blowing things up, I guess. Choreographer's ring. Choreographer, yeah, that's right. So this has, like, a 50% chance to uncover the map, much like your Gungeon blueprint here, but 50% chance for just a map. Like, you could find these map items on almost any floor. Sometimes you'll be lucky enough to get them out of, like, mini boss rooms or whatever, or shops if you want to pay the money for them, which I advise against. But you know, it does something for you. So, but it's only a chance. It's only half chance. So I can't even put this in good, even though it's a benefit. It only happens half the time. I'm gonna put it in inferior. Okay, well, Bullet King. Bullet. Wait. Bullet King Cat Throne. Bullet King Cat Throne. I think that's what this is called. Anyway, this is the one that's better than Flight. So, if you remember me saying when I brought this Wax Wings up, there was only one item that kind of is better than that, and that's this. And this is probably actually up here. I don't know. Let me think about this. So this gives you flight, which is already up in this tier because this is like immunity to all goop, immunity to falling into pits, immunity to all trap rooms, pretty much. You know, bullets notwithstanding. But this also gives you the ability to fire a flurry of bullets when you dodge roll. And the nice thing is, those bullets will retain any bullet upgrades that you collect through your run. So basically with this item, if your run is going well enough to where you have like a decent number of upgrades, you will never even have to rely on using your weapons anymore because you could just dodge roll through everything and kill everything. If you have this with remote bullets, or even maybe even homing bullets, but preferably remote bullets, you can annihilate things super quick because again, this is a bullet upgrade and these are affected by that, or this is affected by any upgrade. So you could just have your cursor lingering wherever you want it to, and all those bullets that fly out of this thing, which are quite a good number of them, will then converge on your cursor point and you can lead them everywhere. And that's only with this upgrade. If it has other upgrades like, you know, shock, magic, bouncing, helix, even, you know, even more bullets, scatter shot, like, I mean, come on now. You know, it's just ridiculously broken, even just by itself. Like, just giving you flight and the fact that you can then add DPS on top of that every time you dodge roll, it's just great. And the fact that, you know, your little character gets to sit on his own little throne now, it's pretty cool. It's I think this is a well-deserving item for godly tier, in my opinion. Chaff grenade. That's trash. That's trash lord. You can get some use. Well, okay, fine. I guess I'll put it in trash. You get what, like, I don't know, 5 charges of these grenades. So it's limited quantity. They'll stun enemies in the room. I don't even know if it's a room wide, but I think it is. So it stuns them for a short amount of time. It's not very good. I guess it's better than this stuff, though. Alpha bullets, same thing as Omega bullets, so it's going to be in the same tier. RNG bullets. This is another kind of bullet that's problematic like 9 milli in that this bullet heavily relies on what kind of weapons you have in your arsenal. So it could replace one type of bullet with another from a random weapon you have in your like lineup. So like if I always go back to the same examples because they're just good examples. If I have BSG, if I have a BSG that I'm like actively charging up and, you know, in my inventory, obviously I'm going to have, I don't know, my starting gun, or let's say I have like pea shooter or something really bad. And if I shoot this BSG and I have this RNG bullets upgrade and it procs off of that shot that I just shoot, my BSG shot is going to randomly change into another bullet type from my other gun, a la pea shooter. So I just spent all of that time charging. I spent that BSG, that precious BSG ammo that is so very limited, on a little crappy pea that just, you know, plops out of there. And now I'm like, well, crap, that kind of sucks. I don't want to be using my good weapons anymore. Alternatively, if I'm shooting my pea shooter and I have BSG somewhere in my, you know, in my lineup, every so often when I'm shooting that pea shooter, it's going to fire a BSG shot. And then I'm be like, oh my God, that's great. So you kind of have two sides of the coin with this. This is a very controversial item in that it almost nullifies all of your good items. Not nullifies, because it is just a chance of it happening. It doesn't happen all the time. But when it does happen to your good weapons, and it makes them fire crappy crap bullets, you're kind of disappointed and you're kind of upset because sometimes you really need that shot to go off. And when it doesn't, it's probably going to be a detrimental effect to you. On the other hand, you could have a really crappy weapon and something that shoots like really rapid fire, and you could have a fair number of other guns, and when you shoot that thing off, it's gonna fire like a whole bunch of different ammo types or bullet types, and it could be fun. It usually is really fun when you're firing a bunch of fast fire rate guns with like a whole bunch of other guns in your arsenal, because it doesn't just take from one other one, it takes from all of them, not at once, but it takes from one randomly each shot that it actually like procs off of this. So this is a fun bullet upgrade, but it could also be a little less so when you are relying on like you can't rely on anything good anymore. It's all RNG. Like that's what it is in the text, RNG bullets. You kind of give up that like sanctity of safety in your weapons to RNGs, and then you kind of got to rely on the dice rule, which is why it's a freaking 20-sided die. Haha, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like, it's fun to use. This is a very chaotic kind of item or upgrade to have, but it really highly depends on, or really heavily depends on your current run and where you're at, like what kind of arsenal you've got in hand already. I can't put this any higher than superior though, because there's just too many downsides with this. There might be upsides, but there's also downsides, so it's gonna have to be in like the middle ground here. Chaos Ammo Lit. This is one step above all the other ammo lits, so I'm gonna put this in superior. Chaos Bullets. Now this is also gonna be in godly. Yeah, this is just fantastic. Probably one of the best bullet upgrades in the game. Just why it remains up here. Charm Horn. It's okay. It's I'll put this in good. Charm is not like the best thing. Speaking of Charm Bullets, this, however, is actually way better. I like Charm Bullets. I don't know if I'd put it higher than superior though, because again, Charm isn't like, it's not a permanent effect, so it'll wear off after a while, and it also doesn't deal extra damage. Kind of it does, but also kind of it doesn't. And also it could kind of kill you sometimes if you're not careful. So I'm gonna put this in superior, no higher. Chest Teleporter. Man, what do you want? Like, you could potentially be good, but you could also potentially just not do shit. So I don't know, man. Like, I guess I guess I guess I'll put you in good. Okay, fine. There. You happy? You get a pass, I guess. Chicken Flute. This is one of my favorite companions as well. I'm probably going to put this in demigodly. Chicken is just ridiculously overpowered. As far as companions go anyway. I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy good. Cigarettes. I'm going to put in superior. Now, obviously, by themselves, cigarettes, all they do is hurt you when you use them. It's not a very good activatable item if you just take it on that, but they do make you cooler every time you hurt yourself with them. So if you have an abundance of HP left over, you can hurt yourself quite a bit. You can just keep smoking drags out of this thing, out of this Infina cigarette pack, and you could just keep bumping your coolness up every time. So, you know, you could hold on to this for a few floors and just trade it out for another activatable item once you find something better. But until then, you could just use up all the spare red hearts that you find, or whatever. And you could even like just buy healing. Oops, you could just even buy healing from the shop and just kind of sacrifice some money for straight up coolness. So yeah, any time you can upgrade coolness like that to that level, it's pretty good. So even though it does hurt you, I'm gonna put this in superior just because of the possibilities. Clear Guan Stone. Yet another way to I'm gonna zoom out on this. I totally forgot I can do that. I'm gonna put this on par with the other Guan Stones, because this one just gives you poison immunity, and as I've stated before, poison immunity is not rare. It's not hard to come by. There's like 5 different items in this game that give you poison immunity, probably more. So yeah, it's just gonna be here with the other lesser Guan Stones. Clone. Hello, like best item in the game. You just go up there because I feel like it. I love clone. So much fun to use. So much fun to play with. Oh man, you could just it's the most broken of broken. Ammo belt. It's good. It's good. Chloranthy ring. Anything that affects dodge roll, it's up there. So naturally, with that other one that I had up here, the wherever it was, these guys, yeah, you're gonna be up there. Clown mask. Okay, so talking about best companions in the game, this has the potential to be. I don't think I could put this. Man, I can't put this in godly because you need all 3 payday 2 items to have this at a rate to which I would consider godly, to where you literally don't have to like play the game anymore. You could just walk around and have these guys kill everything for you because they're that powerful. But by itself, when you pick up the clown mask, you only get 1 companion, 1 out of 3. In order to get all 3, you need the rest of the payday 2 items. And like I said, when we got to this duffel bag down here, when you pick up a payday 2 item, you get a higher chance of finding the other 2. But that doesn't necessarily mean you will, because I've had clown mask, I've had 1 companion, and I never even encountered any of the other payday 2 items. So you won't necessarily always get more than 1 in any given run. So by itself, clown mask is probably more like down here. But because of the fact that it has such a high chance for you to like exponentially increase your output with them, I'm gonna put it up here. This is easily the best companion in the game if you have the other 2 items with it. Like Owl and Chicken Flute have nothing on this thing if you have the other 2. So like I think Demigodly is a nice center point, because this can be as bad as excellent, but as good as godly. So I'm gonna leave it here. I think that's fair enough. Cluster Mine. Cluster Mine trash. I'm almost tempted to put this in Trash Lord, because most of the times that I use this thing's just completely broken, and it ends up hurting me more than it does the enemies, or at least like knocking me back or whatever. But I mean, whatever, you get 5 little cluster mines, so it's kind of like proximity mine, but just more of them. But for some reason I find this to be worse than this, and I just couldn't tell you why, other than the fact that it just doesn't work sometimes. Like the mines just won't go off when enemies walk near them or over them or whatever. So I don't know, I'm just gonna leave this here. I don't like this item. Try not to pick it up whenever I can. Cog of Battle. So this is I like this item a whole lot. it's probably the most distracting, one of the, if not the most distracting item in this game. In that every time you reload, you have an opportunity to execute a perfect reload. So you have to you have to hit your reload button by either pressing R or clicking the mouse button when you're reloading on the little bar, on the little tab that's located on your reload bar. And if you hit it, you'll get a nice damage boost. And more often than not, I will find myself taking damage because I'm so focused on getting that perfect reload that, instead of actually, what am I trying to say? I'm just saying this is a very distracting item. This is, I've probably gotten hit more times because of this than a lot of this other stuff on this page. So I can't really put it any higher than superior, even though I love it so much. Yeah, so it's right there. What is this? Coin crown, I think is what it's called. Just gives you more money or something. Or wait, coin crown. This is the one. Hold on. I think this. I think you have a chance of getting a shell. I think you have a chance of getting like a random shell, or maybe it's just a silver shell. It might just be a silver shell. You have a chance of getting one on room clear. So it's not like... I have a feeling it does more than that, though. I don't really care. I want to put it in superior. It could be better, maybe. I don't think so, but whatever. Copper Ammo Lit, same as all the other amulets, so right there. Crisis Stone. Crisis Stone is nifty. I never find myself using this very much, but it is a passive item. Whenever you reload on an empty magazine, it has to be on an empty magazine, you are invincible for the time you're reloading. I don't like having to rely on pinch instances of invincibility in this game or in any other. Like short-term invincibility is, especially when it's like variation of length in time, because each gun has its own reload time, and this is kind of also counterintuitive when you start getting into like items that buff up your reload. You're actually shortening your reload times, which makes this invincibility even shorter than it normally would have been. So it's kind of like counteractive with all those other upgrades, which you kind of want. But like anytime I'm playing a game where I'm actively relying on short terms of invincibility, not like dodge rolling, because that's controllable, but like this one, you can only get the invincibility when you have a completely empty magazine, which means you have to empty it out every single time if you're relying on it. You can't rely on the length of the reload because every weapon's different, and it's even more different when you start adding other stuff on top of it. So in practice, like the idea is nice, but in practice, I don't know if I can really put this any higher than superior. I don't think I've ever actually like negated any damage when I've had this item ever. I mean, I probably have, just when I wasn't paying attention, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem that great, especially for being like an S tier item. I think this is. I'm pretty sure this is S tier. God, we're almost done. I've spent so much time. I gotta get through this. Crutch gives you like slight homing, so it's pretty good. At like cost of damage, I think. Cursed bullets. Those some of my favorite bullet upgrades. I love it. Daruma. Oh, Daruma. I think I'm gonna put you in demigodly. You're so good. You're so much better than Elder Blink. I'm tempted to put you in godly, but it's not perfect enough. You still have to execute a decent dodge roll in order for you to use this, and there is a recharge time, so it's not like super crazy like this, you know, where every dodge roll is literally just teleportation. Yeah, I'll leave it in Demigodly. Ammo Synthesizer. Ammo is always very nice. You never want to be without ammo when you want it most, so I'll put this in excellent. That's pretty good. Decoy. Decoy's pretty trash. I'll admit, it's not very good. It's just a regular old log. Can't expect that to get you very far in the Gungeon. Devolver rounds. Now, I always mix this up with the actual Devolver, but I think the Devolver rounds are better than the gun. Because I think these strictly devolve enemies into the cave people, into the little arrowheads. They don't go through the levels. There's no like iteration. It doesn't turn one big enemy into a smaller enemy into an even smaller one. I think it just goes straight from whatever enemy you're shooting at into cave people, which is ridiculous if that's how it works. If that is how it works, I'm gonna put you up here. You're not quite on this level, but you're pretty damn. You know what? I'm gonna put you in superior. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Disarming personality, shop sales. I'm gonna put you in. I'm gonna put you up here. Actually, I'm gonna put you in excellent. You are jammed for any other Gungeoneer than the one you start with, but that's fine. Doge. Everyone's favorite Doge. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so dog, I'm gonna put in inferior. Yes, I know. Dog is best, but not really. Like, the stuff that dog does isn't great. Like, you can't really rely on dog for anything other than finding mimics, which is nice, but again, once you become good at the game, you don't need that. You already know how to find mimics, and you can always just shoot at the chest too. But as far as like dog's ability to dig up items, it doesn't happen often enough for me to warrant good. I don't know. I mean, I guess any pickups are better than none. So I guess, okay, fine. You can pet dog now, so that's good. Wolf, yeah, I guess I'll have to put you up there because yeah, okay, that's fine. Doge equal good, sure. Double vision. Is pretty good. Is pretty good for how cheap it is and how easy it is to find this thing because it's a lower quality item. Well, maybe not easy, but like it's more obtainable than the rest of this crap. I'm gonna probably put it in excellent. It's like this except better, but just activatable. So pretty dang good. Drill. Oof, gosh. You know, I can't put you. Urgh. Drill. So you're kind of like on par with this Shelaton Key, except not as good because I have to put my life on the line, kind of, in order to unlock things. And it does rely on a charge, so I don't think I'm going to put it that high. I'm going to put it in excellent. It makes me want to bring down the clown mask because by itself this is not demigodly, but again, like, it could possibly be so good. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. Screw it. I need to get this done. Drum clip. 50% more magazine size. That's good. Problem is with guns that only shoot 1 shot per magazine, it doesn't round it up to 2. It always rounds down. So I'm going to leave this at good. Otherwise, I would have put it at superior. Duct tape. Well, depending on what you use duct tape on, kind of determines how good this is, but just the fact that you can tape 2 weapons together of any kind, of any like shot style, it's pretty cool. I put this in excellent. I think it's one of the more versatile activatable items. You can only activate it once. You know, once it's done, it's gone. But it's pretty cool. You can make some pretty bonkers stuff with just taping 2 like substandard guns together. Easy reload bullets. Good. This is severely better when you have weapons that only have 1 shot in them per magazine, but you know, okay. Otherwise, put it at good. Elder Blank, put this at excellent. Not as good as Daruma, not even close, but you know, it's there. It's also jammed, so there's that, but whatever. Amulet of the Pit Lord. You fall into pits every now and then. It's nice to have immunity. It's good to have, you know. It's a good immunity to have, not like, you know, like all immunities are good, but this one, since it's the only one that gives you this other than flight, it's nice to have. Enraging Photo. You don't want to be getting hit, but I guess it's somewhat nice to deal more damage when you do. Escape Rope. Dude, you're not even, like, go away. You're not useful at all. Just shoo. Explosive Decoy, you're slightly better than regular Decoy, but not by much. Explosive Rounds, you're, like, up here. Yeah, you're probably one of the best bullet upgrades without, like, getting up here. Eye Patch, you're with Crutch. Fat Bullets, you're up here, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Flak Bullets. Flak Bullets. I like you a lot too. You're yeah, I gotta put you in excellent. You're just too good. Yeah. Okay. Fates. What the hell is this called? Fates. What is this called? I want to say like Fates Chosen, but that doesn't sound right at all. Fates device, Fates. I don't remember. Whatever. It gives you like a small little bullet repulsion shield that doesn't always work for like a short time. So I don't know. This here, I guess it's okay sometimes because it doesn't really repel bullets so much as it does like make them go around you in this small little area of effect. So again, it doesn't work all the time, so I can't really rely on this for like protection, but I guess in a pinch it's okay. Frost Ammo Lit, same as any other Ammo Lit. Frost Bullets though, these are up here for sure. Ancient Heroes Bandana. You're not quite godly because you still need a good weapon in order to utilize this very well. I mean, it works for any weapon, but the better the weapon you have, the more you're going to get out of this. So I'm going to put this in Demi-Godly. It's pretty damn good. It quadruples your ammo for all your weapons. It's just straight up great. Full Metal Jacket. This is pretty good. This has saved my butt numerous occasions. Yeah, it's just pretty good. Galactic Medal of Valor. I'm going to put this in excellent. I can't quite remember exactly what this does, but I'm pretty sure it's great. Gas mask, this is the worst poison immunity item, because that's all it does for you. Poison immunity. If there was one item that I wanted out of this game, it's probably this one. This one is like one of my least favorite items. Like, you have, I mean, I've said this before already, you have like upwards of five or more items that give you poison immunity. Just get rid of one. You don't need this. This is so boring. It's similar to the Ring of Fire resistance, but fire is so much rarer, so much harder to find, or fire resistance is so much harder to find than poison immunity. So like, just get rid of this. Still, its functionality is okay. I mean, I can't put it at good because it's like there's just too many. There's too much. You can probably find one that's better, and it's just whatever. Ghost bullets, piercing, goes through enemies. That's piercing's always nice. Gilded bullets rather. The more money you have, the more damage you do. This could be very good. I put this on par with like jammed bullets, maybe even better. Gold ammo lit, same thing as all the wait. Gold bullet or gold ammo lit. This is the one that gives you extra blank regeneration. So this one actually gives you 2 blanks per floor, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna put this in superior. Gold junk. Okay. So gold junk. This is better than briefcase of cash because it gives you double the amount. So I'm gonna put this in excellent. Very, 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 very rare. I've probably only had gold junk maybe 3 times in my entire gaming career with Gungeon. I've actually had gold junk drop twice in one run, and this was with Junkin. So I started, I think I had it with the Paradox. I think I started with gold junk. I found Junkin, he became Mecha Junkin, and then I found another gold junk. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even know if you could find this more than once a run, but I did because of, I guess, kind of cheating the game a little bit with Paradox. But, you know, it's cool. 500 shells, like, when you pick this up straight off the bat, that's a lot of money. It's really nice. Grappling hook. I mean, I don't like this. It's not very good. Sure, you can steal from the shops, but then you're gonna not be able to shop at all for the rest of the run. Sure, you could grapple around the room, but you're probably gonna be hitting bullets as you do so. I just don't find the utility in this. I've never used this. It's just horrible. Don't use it. Okay, use it if you're trying to unlock like the Payday 2 items. That's about it. Otherwise, not very good. Or if you're trying to get through the secret rooms, or I mean the bullet component rooms, I guess maybe. Green Guan Stone, probably the best Guan Stone. I'm gonna put this with the rest of you up here in excellent. Dragon Soul, right? There's Gun Soul, whatever it is. I hate this item, but I could see the use in it. It's just so damn hard to actually, like, I've never had this item and had it work out the way it's supposed to. Ever. That probably speaks to how I'm just not a great gamer, but it also speaks to just how absurdly, like, not great this item is. Just give me clone, man. Just, like, give me clone. I don't want this crap. I'll put it at good because I guess I will, because it has a chance of giving you another go. Kind of, but it's not that good. It's not good. Oh my god. Okay, let's get this done with. This is the oh, I thought we had 3 left. This is our last item. It's angry bullets. Angry bullets. Potential for like excessive damage, but only works when you hit enemies. So I'm gonna put this in superior. I think that's good. Yeah. Yep. All right, that's it. We are done. I am not rating the map or number 2, so that is it. Uh, I think we have more godly items than we have godly weapons in this game. On my, on my count. Of course, since this is my tier list, my rankings, but uh, yeah, I think there are more good, which is to say, like more better quality items than there are weapons in this game, and there are less of them, so that kind of makes sense. But it's nice to see. It's nice to know that there are more better weapons that actually like do things for you rather than these crappy ones that are just not very applicable to any given run. I'm always someone that enjoys passive items more than activatable items personally, because it's just like you don't want to do work when you're trying to have fun, so it's always nice to just have like passive stuff that just happens automatically rather than you having to manually take charge or control of things. But yeah, this is my tier list of the Enter the Gungeon items, all of them. Hopefully this list wasn't missing anything. I don't think it was, but I'm sure I will be called out on it if it was. So yeah, I will include this link in the video description for you to rank your own tier list and maybe even make your own video. But at any rate, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you for viewing something that I've wanted to do for a very long time now. And if you would like to, catch my weapons tier list video on my channel as well. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.